Hey, welcome to the Bob and Tam show tonight.
Hello.
I didn't record the music yet.
I don't know. You got music on your little board there, don't you?
Yeah, but I ain't got it. We'll see how many people come on tonight. We're going to have a big drawing going on. We got a new way we're going to be drawing tonight. So you guys kind of stay tuned and see how we're going to handle that. Got some great announcements coming up. Go ahead and talk a little bit. Let me see if I can.
So we've got about 75, almost 100 people in the raffle for the helmet that we're going to draw for tonight. Some people have multiple drawings because they gave more money. So, but I put everybody's name down, and there was about 100 tickets I wrote up. So there you go. We're going to do that tonight before the show's over with. Let us know what you think of our new background and backdrop and what's going on with all that. And we're hoping everybody's been good. And there's a few comments. I guess I can put the comments up. Janice was on earlier. I don't know if she's still on. Good evening, Bob and Tam. And George is on. George's name is in there. So we'll see who wins the helmet tonight. And then, like he said, we've got a few more announcements to make. All the rallies that are coming up, we're getting all geared up and ready for that. First thing that's coming up next is
the Make 'em auction.
And that's
that starts next Tuesday. We
January 27th.
We're announcing the right dates, but we weren't quite sure. It's actually going from Tuesday all the way through Saturday. This year, they added the extra day. This is going to have the most motorcycle auction of bikes being auctioned off at any one time. This year is kind of a little different. There's not quite as many Harley Davidsons there as they've been in the past. Normally, Harley always dominates this kind of stuff. So
that's what we're looking for. So, and then we want something without a reserve. So if we bid on it and win it, we know we got it for sure.
So at this point, we're kind of weighing out. I'm going to call the Harley dealers over there in Las Vegas. See if we could if they've got a good deal on a bike, because right now, when I went through this, there's only about 4 or 5 bikes that fall in between something that I think we want to bid on, but we've only got about $3,000 to bid. So we only have so much. It costs $200 just to sign up to bid. So, but if we end up not doing anything, we lost $200. So I figured maybe we'll call the dealers over there and see if they've got something going on, and then we'll just buy it from them instead. If they want to have something they want to wholesale out and get rid of, or get a good deal, or whatever. But out of all the dealers over there, we're going to give them all a call and see if they've got something that we could purchase, so we can have a bike for fixing up for this year's giveaway, 2026. So hopefully we get one bike, and we're still going to talk to the dealers. We might be able to pick something up. We have a couple other opportunities to talk to, which we always tell everybody: you got an old Harley or know somebody's got one sitting in the garage or the shed, they're not riding it. As long as we can get those tires aired up, we can get haul bikes to come pick it up and bring it out here, and we can put it on the shelf and see what we can do to get it fixed, running and things like that. So this one needed a little bit of work too. So it's not a big deal. I'm going to be riding it all the way to Las Vegas. So it's about a 90-mile ride that I'm going to be doing on Sunday, which Las Vegas is going to be 39 degrees with a high of about 59. So we're going to be leaving
a little later
about 9 o'clock in the morning, Las Vegas time, get there. So we're going to be all bundled up. I'm going to film some of that. So we'll show that somewhere down the road. Me riding down the road, and she'll be following me in the truck.
Right.
And so we'll see how that all turns out, and get it over there and get it all shipped out there and get ready to head it out to Tennessee.
Yes, that's where it's going. James Lovelace won it. That's who won it.
So pretty exciting. We'll give it a few minutes here to get everybody on before we do our drawing and stuff. But we've got some great announcements to kind of make going on. So we're heading over to Vegas already on Sunday, which I just said that. So if you're anywhere in the area in Las Vegas, Sunday and Monday, we're going to be kind of hanging around the South Point Casino there. In the back there, that's where haul bikes are going to be bringing the bikes in. Sunday, I'll be able to get the warehouse, whatever they still have there, because they start moving the bikes over there already on Saturday. So hopefully there'll still be some stuff there. I can get some shots there. We'll get some shots in the back, get a little shots of some of the bikes coming in. I'm not going to talk about it. I've got a big list of bikes this year that we're going to talk about. They've actually got a prototype bike that it was never sold. It's one bike. It was actually brought to Las Vegas, I think 68, if I'm not mistaken. It's going to come on the video tomorrow. It's going to show you a picture of it, but we're not going to talk about it yet. But it's really cool that it was, it was never went into production. It actually waited till, I think, in the 70s or the 80s before they actually started making the models similar to it. So it's kind of cool. So we're going to talk about that. There's also a bike that a race car or a bike racer had that used to break some world speed records with. So we're going to talk about that bike when it gets there. So I got a big old list of bikes that we're talking about and showing you, be some close-up views and things like that. So I'm going to do a little different this year than we normally do. Tam will sit out there and look and see, hey, will we end up selling a more expensive bike than they did a couple years ago for $1.2 million? It sold, the most motorcycle ever sold at an auction. That actually came through the Mecum auction. About half the bikes have no reserve on them. So that's not bad. What that means is you can bid on them, and if it's so, if
the highest bidder wins, no matter what.
$10, it's sold for $10. Probably won't sell that. Most of them sell at least $500 to $1,500. Go through it. So we didn't know. But see, most of the Harleys we're looking at aren't going until Friday or Saturday. Most of the stuff that's going before that is more older stuff, like a 1914 or 1920, 1930 bike. Well, we don't want anything like that. It's going to go for crazy money, and I don't have any experience working on anything like that. So I'm not even going down that road.
I would think that would be simpler though. Wouldn't have as much stuff.
But just trying to find the parts and what it costs. I see some of that stuff. We were looking at a bike last year. We was talking to a guy, and for the shift lever on this bike that was bent, he was looking at it. And he said, yeah, I had to buy one of those, and it was $1,500 for the shift lever. There's only like 4 of them anywhere in the world. You could still have them. So, there's crazy stuff like that happens that you can't predict. It's hard enough just like on this 98, we couldn't find that front shield for it, but he did.
James did.
Yeah, he found them aftermarket, which I wouldn't have paid that anyway. I think it's about $500, $499. Or it would have been more money than I wanted to spend anyway. Dump into that, which he said he may end up buying it for it because he put that on it, and it's pretty much.
Hey, Bob, you're in the drawing too.
It's a really cool bike, and it's really cool. He's a really cool veteran. Hopefully, we'll get some video from his wife. Will film.
I think he said his daughter. His daughter's going to be there to film
and film it, and it'd be pretty cool. The way we'll be able to put it on the video. We'd love to be there when we deliver it, but it's going to be in Tennessee. By the time he gets there, we're probably going to be down in Daytona or somewhere along the lines. Guys watched a video the other day about Northern Tools. They've got that high school that's building that flat track bike. That's going to be, I think, June 4th or June 6th over there in Tennessee. It's going to be over there at Billy Lane's racing. I don't think we're going to make that one either because we'd actually already be in Sturgis by then. And I just can't justify flying down, getting a car right over there to see it. I would love to. We'd love just to visit the school, but that probably isn't going to happen. Kind of a roundabout way for us to.
So Janice wants to know if you've tried thrashing supply.
Are you talking about like that stuff that
Amsoil
Adam sells? No. Haven't looked at any of their products. There's a lot of these companies out here that make all kinds of stuff and, accessories and stuff like that.
Hey, Neil made it on. Is that Neil? Neil DeWitt?
I don't know. That's not. Neil, go look that I sent you that email, and later on I'll tell you the name because I don't want to put it on here. But they've got like that truck camper. I don't know if they still got it, but I mean it's between $400 and $500 for the whole rally. Their cabins are only $900, $975 for the whole rally. So there is some options there.
They're 11. Hey, Mike.
And that's just down. Which you went and looked at those. So
anyway,
something to help Neil out.
I'm glad Neil got on. He says he hasn't been getting our notifications.
So what ends up happening with YouTube, especially, is one, we haven't been putting a lot of videos out. We're just now getting back to putting videos out pretty regular now again. I was doing some shorts and I thought that would help, but it doesn't seem like it is. But if you were over, like, for instance, today I'm looking, I don't know what I was looking at, but I'm looking at, let's say, some software to edit with. And so then they're going to start showing me videos for the next couple of weeks on software editing. So that's what they do. So if you're looking at, like, Neil, if you're looking at moose hunting, you want to see some videos on that, they may not show you any motorcycle content. If you come back and watch us for a little while, then they'll start recommending this. This happens. We have same thing. We have friends that we've been watching since before we ever started this, about 10 years ago, before we ever had a YouTube channel.
When we were starting to watch YouTube instead of regular TV.
And these people we probably watched, like some of you watched us, and then we didn't watch
them. Whenever a video came out, we were there.
Since we don't have a lot of time to watch videos. Well, that's what she'd say. Tam would say, whatever happened to so-and-so? And I'm like, I don't know. Maybe they don't have a channel. And you look up, no, they put a video out yesterday. So we'll watch a few of their videos and, and they still don't always give it pop back up, which is sad. But the idea is you want to join all of our social media pages. We're on Facebook. We have 2 Facebook pages going on. We have Instagram now. We have TikTok. I put a little bit on X, not as much. So those are the places that you can go to. You can see the video. Where there, you may not see the video, but there'll be a link there that you can click to bring you back to the video that's here on YouTube. But a lot of times, if you're coming from an outside source, you may not be able to comment. Oh, I forgot to put this on Facebook pages.
Mm.
Speaking of that,
Well, I thought that's what you were doing.
oh, I was trying to get it. Have the answer.
I don't
I'm
know
not
what to
showing
tell you.
anything below. Oh, because my internet's kind of out here in the garage. Oh,
I don't know. I can start telling them how many days left we got
yep,
to go.
You can do that.
All right. So Daytona until the beginning of Daytona is 37 days, but we'll be down there in 33 days. We're going to get down there on the 24th. Arizona Bike Week is in 77 days. Leesburg Bike Fest is in 92 days. Panama City Thunder Beach is going to be in 98 days. Myrtle Beach is 107 days away. Sturgis is at 198, less than 200 days away from Sturgis. How about that? Ocean City is 231 days away. Lake of the Ozarks is 237 days away. Pikes Blues and Barbecue is 252 days. Biketoberfest, which is the weekend before Biketoberfest, it's like a 3-wheel rally. They're trying to start that and do that. So trying to stretch Biketoberfest, I think, into 2 weeks instead of just one. That's 260 days away. Biketoberfest is 267 days away. And Rocky Point down in Mexico, which is he says he wants to try to maybe do that. This year again will be 295 days away. So they're all coming up real soon. Daytona's, of course, almost less than 30 days away. So that'll be the first one. And hopefully we'll see a lot of you down there during that time. See who else is on here. Big Man, Texas is on. He says, good evening, everybody. So that's the bike rallies. Most of those will be at Lake of the Ozarks. I'm not 100%. Ocean City, we're not 100%. And then we haven't heard from Biketoberfest yet, but they acted like last year that they would want us to come back down again this year. So we're assuming that one. But the first ones, the Daytona, Arizona, Leesburg, Panama City, Myrtle Beach, Sturgis, for sure, we're going to be at. So how many of those are you guys going to go there? All right. He says I'll be there. That sounds good. Can't really read your name. It's too far away. Nicholas. Yep. That guy's name in the blue over there. Nicholas. Weinhurt. Oh, Nicholas. I'll just call you Nicholas. There you go.
Let's see.
I don't know if that's Nicholas that works down on Main Street that we tried to get to a few times and you were always busy or out. So we did leave you a sticker, but I don't think we ever really got to meet you. Big Man, Texas. Sturgis for sure. Unsure where I'm going to stay. You can talk to Neil. Maybe you guys can buddy up and get a cabin together and split the cost. How about that? Evil Empire's on. He says, hi, Bob and Tam. So in just a little bit, we're going to give that helmet away. He's also got some breaking news. Is it not working?
No. I can't get out of my personal one. Usually when I hit that, it gives me all of our groups and everything.
That's why he wasn't able to put it on the Facebook pages. No. Tim's on. He says he'll be at Sturgis. There you go. I think Sturgis is going to be a fun time this year. Nicholas says, yes, that's me. Okay. So I know, I haven't met you, but I know who you are. Yeah, I don't know. We changed plans on our phone. We didn't change carriers. We didn't change phones. And I think ever since we did that, which was earlier this week or the end of last week, our phones have been a little wonky with the internet and stuff, I thought, but he says it just depends on where we're at. Pied Piper. Hey there.
That. So what else we got going on? We're just stopping.
Dun, 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 dun. We got some breaking news.
There you go. We just found out that there's a brand new Buc-ee's that's getting ready to open. Where the heck is that going to be at?
In Ohio.
That's right. Huber Heights. It's Huber Heights in Ohio. It's going to be opening April 6th at 6 a.m. in the morning. If you're a first responder and you live within like the 3 or 4 counties around there, you can look it up and they'll tell you. You actually can get in on
The 3rd.
Oh, the 3rd. You can get in and get a preview of it. And they are off Highway 70. So there you go. That's pretty cool, pretty special for those that love Buc-ee's and you're up there in the northern area there.
That's right.
A couple other things is Saturday, we've got a Daytona video getting coming up. We got a couple great interviews coming up. The Chamber of Commerce is coming on to tell you all the exciting things they've got going on. We also talked, if you were watching it, we also talked about a ride, an event, and stuff that was going on by the Salvation Army. It's actually at their location on not La Palma, but LPGA. And I have to go back and look at the video. Somebody wrote me from there and said I said it was sponsored by the Chamber of Commerce. Pam said she said no, we found it on the Chamber of Commerce.
Yeah, I think it either was misunderstood or we might have said it a little funky.
Yeah.
But I think he said if you go to the Chamber of Commerce website, there's a lot of great information in there. And we found this ride that's on the Chamber of Commerce website, which is blah, 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 blah. So I think it could have been misconstrued that the Chamber of Commerce was putting it on and they are not.
It's supposed to be, I should have wrote the person and said, hey, you want to come on and talk about it? But
if they knew about it, yeah, that would have been cool.
It's supposed to have like a really good, so I guess they have some stuff going on in the afternoon. You can bring kids to it, all kinds of stuff, probably blessed bikes and all kinds of stuff's going to go on. Then at 4 o'clock, they're going to take off and do this ride. And, or maybe it's 2 o'clock to 4 o'clock the ride is, I don't remember, but that'll end the day up. So that was kind of cool. It's over there at the Salvation Army. Go back and watch that video. It gives you at least the times information. Or you can go on the Chamber of Commerce site in Daytona. They've got a link that just for their bike week go to, and they'll help you show you. There you go. So that's some news. We also got another breaking news that I'm going to say now, and I'll also say later, is the Broken Spoke has signed up another person to play. I don't know if any of you have heard about him or not before, but his name goes by Cowboy. And so what he does is a tribute to
Kid Rock.
Oh, and he does an excellent job. He sounds really good. We heard him down in Panama City
Beach,
years ago, probably about 4 or 5 years ago. We heard him down in Panama City, and he does a really good job. He kind of looks
I think he played right before the midget wrestling came up, wasn't it? It was at that same venue.
Yeah. No, I think it was a different thing because that stage took up the whole center. I don't think part of that.
I don't know.
But so they're doing it on Saturday, the 28th at 4:30 in the afternoon. Sunday the 1st, it's going to be at 8 o'clock at night. And then on Wednesday, the 4th, it'll be 7 o'clock at night. Then they'll have a whole bunch more concerts that they're going to be announcing. And people always ask that question. I see this all the time on social media and Daytona and stuff. When are they going to announce the big bands? They haven't had any big bands. I know for at least 10 years they haven't. And somebody else told me they've never had. Oh, yeah, they had, what's his name?
Oh,
Iron Horse.
David Allen Coe.
He used to play there. I wouldn't say he's a big name, but
he is a big name.
Well,
but
people know him and things like that. But I mean, he's not a headliner, and that's what the people are asking for. When's the headliner is going to be there? Well, really, at most of these rallies, there's never a headliner coming. The best you're going to get is maybe Sturgis will have, which they do. I would say probably the biggest headliner right now is that country girl
Lainey Wilson.
That's playing. That's probably the most hottest headliner that is something out right today.
The biggest artist present day time.
So a lot of them have, the Buffalo Chips got some other concerts listed, also the Full Throttle. They've got some great concerts listed, but it's not something that you would pay $300 to go see. Well, if you went to Buffalo Chip, you might. I don't know what the concerts are going to cost, but you always want to buy wristbands, and the sooner you buy stuff, the better off you're going to be. Take a drink. Ruining my show. Cough drop.
I need a cough drop.
And so that's pretty cool. So that it's gonna, that's one of the things that drives me more crazy than anything else when we're on social media, when I'm looking at stuff, and people always like that. Who's the band's gonna be? Man, I want to know, why do they wait to the last day to tell us? Well, they always give you the biggest names at the end because they want to charge you the most amount of money. I always say the same thing. You're really going for the concerts. Why are you going? Why don't you stay home? Why don't you fly to Las Vegas or fly to LA or fly to New York or fly to Chicago?
Or your biggest city that's around you.
And go see some real concerts. Sit in a nice soft seat. Go in and use a flushable bathroom that the toilets flush in. Go and get, you won't have to stand 2 hours to get food or 30 minutes to get into the Johnny on the spot that the crap's already up to the top of the seat. It's already touching your butt when you sit down. Why? Why? I always look at is concerts
It's a
are
good job.
icing on the cake. Where, yes, if there's somebody there, like for instance, in Arizona Bike Week, they're going to have Ted Nugent. I would like to see some of Ted Nugent. I don't think I'd stay I might stay for the whole concert because we're staying in the campground there. But I mean, I've never seen Ted Nugent, and I would really enjoy getting an opportunity to one more person to check off my list that I've seen. But I'm already there. I've already got my entrance and stuff to get in there. So to see it is just an extra. Is there anybody else that's probably playing so far? No. But I mean, just like in Daytona, I'd like to go see Cowboy. I wouldn't mind seeing, which we always have the same thing, Hairball. They're playing a bunch of nights. I wouldn't mind seeing that because they do have a couple nights that starts at 8. But normally we end up getting there and we spend about a half an hour and an hour, and we're like, we got to get home. We got to either get back and do some editing, or hey, we got to get up extra early tomorrow because we got something to get out there to show you guys. And but yeah, I don't know. But I guess there's those. I think the concerts, the headliners like that, they've tried to do it in Panama City and over in Ocean City. They've tried to bring in big names and stuff. And I think what they're trying to do is bring in the younger crowd. But what you end up bringing in is car traffic. You start bringing they call the cages. They're bringing those guys in and girls that have no interest in motorcycles at all. So once again, that makes the traffic bad for us. It's harder to get around. And that's what I said. And then that's what
more congestion.
And some people say, well, I'd pay for a concert. Well, I just looked the other day in Las Vegas here, Blake Sultan's playing. To get decent seats, not in the front section, in the second section back, would cost us between $300 and $500 for tickets. Blake Shelton's not worth that. But maybe for you, it would be. We had the Eagles playing in the Sphere out there, and people are paying $1,500 per ticket to get in there.
That's the cheap tickets.
Not worth it to me. But everybody has their limits of what they want. Most of the time, I don't mind spending $150 per ticket if it's something we really want to see or something like that. But we're not big concert people anymore.
Well, somebody showed us a picture, and the people on stage looked this big because the Sphere is just massive. So, you have this, it's an experience, I guess, is what it's more than just a concert. But the band that they went to see, he showed us a picture and it's like, holy cow. It's like, you're not really going to see that artist. You're going to
experience.
Yeah.
And that's fine. If I had crazy, stupid money, but we go to rallies. People always complain about that. Oh, it costs so much to go to a motorcycle rally and stuff like that.
With a vendor?
And it's all different on which we watch.
Good night, Janet.
Anybody that's been watching us knows on our channel that we talk about this all the time, that there's different ways you can save money when you go to a motorcycle rally. It's the same thing if you're going to go watch the Super Bowl. You're going to fly into California,
San Francisco,
and you're going to get your car, you're going to get your hotel, you're going to go to the Super Bowl. You're probably looking at
$5,000 just for a ticket. Our son-in-law looked at it.
If you on a good day, you might get away with about 10, but odds are probably about 15,000 to get in there and do everything, get a place to stay, and everything else. Same thing. They jack up all the prices because that's what's going on. That's going to make their big money. But it's so when people say, well, I'm going to the Sturgis rally and it's costing me a lot of money. Well, we used to go and we used to ride the bike. The first time we stayed at Kathmandu, and back then it was a little more reasonable. It was under $100, I think, for the
not bad
the
here.
time that we went from Thursday to Thursday before the rally, left the Thursday of the rally. And, we rode the bike. So, I don't know how much gas we use, but probably spent, I don't know, $200, $250 round trip. I don't know. I have no idea. Remember, it wasn't, but once again, we made all right money, but we weren't rich. And, we didn't, we spend like I normally do. I don't go like tonight. We went out to Chili's, Perkins Pancake. We have one of those out here. And for, you belong to a club, they give you, buy one dinner, get one free, but you got to buy 2 drinks. So what did it end up costing?
$38.
Yeah, another $5 tip. So less than $40. We had dinner. So $20 a piece. That's not bad. Now you can go in the Sturgis and Daytona is any of these rallies are like that. There's many places that don't raise their prices on food. You don't have to go to the Buffalo Chip or the Full Throttle and buy from those vendors that are charging you $25 for a hamburger or $40 for a chicken wing or whatever it is.
Turkey leg.
Yeah, whatever it is. But you got to you got to think before you do it. hey, I'm going to go to one of these venues, why don't we stop someplace in town and have something to eat at a real restaurant versus spending it for carnival food, which is what a lot of the rallies here are more or less
Most of
carnival
them
food.
have.
So just something to think about. But I mean, if some people go and they could care less. They spend $5,000 just on alcohol. They're drunk from the moment they get there to the minute they get ready to go home. And we've met some people that go 3 days and they don't even get a place to stay. Just stay up solid days.
And drive home.
Good luck.
That's not safe.
But yeah, definitely not safe. So just something to think about when it comes to motorcycle rallies. The fun that you have. Why do we like to go? Is meeting
Not
all
bad.
of you. Being able to see some of you we only see at certain rallies. Some of you we see at 2 or 3 rallies throughout the year. And, it is kind of fun. You're kind of all like family to us. We really enjoy being with a lot of you, meeting with you and stuff like that. And we're probably the most easiest people when it comes to motorcycle channels to approach us. Some people still get scared. They're like, as long as the camera's not in front of our face or I'm interviewing somebody, come up and talk to us. Even if we're eating, it's not a big deal. If we're sitting with somebody, 99.9% of the time, it's another one of you. It's another subscriber that watches our channel. So it's not an inconvenience. We'll introduce you to them. And that's part of the coolness of it. We got some great vendors and stuff that we work with and stuff and do this and stuff.
Oh, that's some more big news.
What big news?
One of our vendors is moving.
He's going to come on and talk.
All right.
Well, I'll say a little bit. Speed Performance Plus, we just had him on the other day. He's coming back on again tomorrow for Saturday's video. He is moving from Teddy Morris's over to the Speedway. And we'll talk about that about why. He's not going to tell you why. Some stuff's going on at Teddy Morris. They got a new management. Yeah, all of you might have seen Kelly that was on there before during Bikeoverfest that came from came from Black Hills Harley Davidson and Churches. He was a great friend of ours. He's still a great friend. I just talked to him. And he decided he didn't want to move to Florida. He's got a grandbaby. It's 15 months old up there in the Black Hills. And he's like, right now, that's what he says. I babysit her 3 times a week. I get her in the morning when they drop her off, and I keep her till like 10 o'clock at night. He says, I haven't been staying up this late in years. And so which it is, you should enjoy your family and take advantage of that because they're only small for a little while and they're big and they don't want nothing to do with you.
And they're 19 and
then they'll come back to you and wish they spent more time with you. But that's a whole nother story. But so they got another management in there. We haven't got to meet him yet. We'll meet him when we get down there. We haven't talked to him, but there's just a little bit of turmoil going on at Teddy Morris right now. Not quite sure how everything's going to run this year. We know the bike breakfast that we're going to be doing on Monday that you can come check us out. We'll be there.
At Saints and Sinners.
Yep. And it'll be up at Saints and Sinners. I'm assuming it's going to be inside because the restaurant's not really open in the morning. They open up sometime, I don't know, probably 11 o'clock. By then, we'll probably all be gone. So we'll probably be inside. So if you're interested in coming to that, that's a great event. It's like $20 to get in. They usually have, kind of a light breakfast. They have burritos or something like that or something. It's all right. But it's just the cool people. And one of the cool guys, which I want to spend a little time with, is Ryan from Counting Cars from Counts Customs is going to be there. He's a special artist who's going to be. So he's really good friends with the people that put it on. So we're hoping to get a little more contact with him. We've always had it with Horny Mike, but it's always been just a little tough getting that access. And we're hoping this year with Full Throttle Saloon, we should be able to get with the Count, Danny. And hopefully we're hoping the goal is to get inside and get a backstage look with Danny. That's what I'm going to work on. So we're hoping that's going to happen because one of the things that we try to do more than any other YouTuber does is try to get you these exclusive things, especially at motorcycle rallies that you can't see from somebody else. It's like us. We've been in Teddy Morris's when it was Shelley Rossmeyer had, and we give you that behind the scenes of actually right in the middle of the rally, what's going on inside the shop.
Craziness.
Yeah, and to show you what they have and the inventories and stuff that they, what they're thinking about. JP Cycles, same thing with them down there in Dayton. But it's those are the things that we try to give you where it's not the same old thing that the guy down the street showing you where they're standing on Main Street watching people go by or they're lying about the cops saying they're hassling everybody or whatever. It's all clickbait. There's so much of that out there. We'd probably be a lot bigger channel if we did clickbait, but I try to do my best to give you guys the best information, give you the facts, and hope it goes wrong. Because I did mess up the other day. I said I thought it was 18 and under for motorcycle helmets. In Florida, it's 21 and under. But what you have to have in Florida is you have to have either medical insurance or you have to have medical on your insurance that pays for your medical, for your car and motorcycle insurance. That's the only way you can go anywhere in Florida without a motorcycle helmet. So you could be pulled over, and that could be one of the reasons the cop pulled you over is I need to inspect, see if you have insurance, medical insurance. The idea is they don't want to pick your brains up off the road, send you to the hospital, and the state ends up paying for it because you didn't have any insurance. I was wrong, and I'll correct that again when I talk. I kind of, once the guy said it, I thought it was still 18, but when I Googled it, I went to the DOT there in Florida, and that's what it was, 21 and under. So if you're 20 and under, or you haven't hit your 21st birthday, you have to have a helmet on. It's the law. So think about it. So we'll talk about all that as we get closer to rallies and stuff. We're going to have the chief on. You getting to call the chief.
I got it down there on the thing. I've called and they've not responded.
Call the chief himself.
I don't have his personal number.
No, you can call and leave him.
They will not give me his voicemail. It only goes to his assistant.
Look at y'all. We're Bob and Tam. Told me to call him back. That's what we have to do. He called us a little while ago. We missed him. Can you need to get directly to him?
All righty. We'll see at the there's Rick. Rick from Las Vegas. We'll see you at the auction.
He come in the auction?
That's what he said. I'm looking forward to seeing you guys at the auction.
Yeah. So far, I don't know. You might want to check around. You want to do some research for me while you're right there in Vegas. Go around the dealerships and see if they've got free daily passes to get into the auction.
Like they did last year.
I didn't even know it. They were giving, I had a handful of them. If I would have known ahead of time, we could have got a lot of you in free. But I mean, each day you would have had to get a different one to come up.
Right.
But, Las Vegas is, this is like that. People complain about how expensive Las Vegas is. Like we got room for the whole week. We were there from Sunday, check out on Saturday.
At Excalibur, and they got the most awesome beds. That's why we bought a new bed. But we should have bought one from Excalibur instead of the bed we got.
Yeah. Another investment I shouldn't have been in. Probably end up sleeping in the other room soon. On our original bed.
Florida Moto Tripping says hello from Palm Coast. Hope to see you all during Bike Week. We'll be down there. Do we have your number to get a hold of us?
So you can email us. If anybody that's on here, you can always email us and we will give you our phone number for our Bob and Tam channel. And then you always text it first. Because we just switched the carrier. We just switched everything over. Our 3 phones now are all on T-Mobile. And we're trying that out now and see. She thinks she's having trouble, but I mean, I don't know. We've always had really good service with T-Mobile since we've had it. We've had AT&T, we've had Verizon. Verizon's kind of sucked right now. We got a whole new internet system that we got a new sponsor, and we'll be talking about that soon too. That it's got all 3 chips in it. Pretty cool. Kind of neat, and we're going to be talking about that. We'll tell you about it. I don't know if I'll end up doing a video on it telling you what the prices and stuff are, but it's very reasonable. To be able to have all 3, a T-Mobile, AT&T,
there it is,
and Verizon, all in one hotspot is priceless.
There.
It's
hard to do.
I was paying, it's $125 a month. I was paying that much just for my AT&T, not counting the visible we have a T-Mobile hotspot. I was paying $50 a month for, and then we had this Verizon one that we have that we're trying to take back. That it's $30. So that's why I said it. We're trying to cut back on all this stuff because all that stuff adds up. Tells you what's going.
Scott says you can't bring the camera to the hangout party. Great times make up for good stories. Have you ever tried to call and tell them they won't be in this? They won the sweepstakes. Can't bring a camera to the hangout party.
What hangout party is he talking about?
I don't know. Great times make for good stories. Have you ever tried to call and tell them they won the sweepstakes?
I don't know. We're not quite sure what you're talking about. So the bike we gave away, that person won. So we have a giveaway for our veteran bike. We're getting ready to do that helmet. Yeah, that's Scott that was entered in. He's the veteran.
Oh.
And so that's good. We've never had a trouble getting a camera in anything. Now, we don't go to clubs and stuff like that. You're not gonna be able to get it in. But I mean, most like the after parties that we just had in California, I have footage on both of those. You watch the one video that we showed along the hallway with all the people in it. When uh, Woody from the Buffalo Chip Talk, that was the beginning of the after party there. I had another after party that we had over at Lifestyle Cycles in Anaheim. And I haven't shown you that yet, but not a whole lot of footage. Started off kind of slow, and then it got pretty crowded at the end. Somebody had diabetes and got sick, and they had to get an ambulance for him. We're not going to show you that. I'll tell you that. And because I was telling the people that owned it, I said that could be really big clickbait. Look, you come to an after party and they have to call an ambulance because you died at the scene. You know, these people. That's why I said that's what's bad about people with clickbait. That you can tell you anything. I can film the person on the stretcher. You wouldn't know if they were alive or dead. You know, but I mean, it's I don't do that. We've gotten so much footage of stuff that could have got my channel probably 1 million views. We had a race car driver that plowed into a display, and I had it all on camera. Once again, we didn't show that because I will hope to talk to that race car driver again. And also, even the venue that he was in, I want to make sure I'm still able to be allowed to come in. Because a lot of times they see that. Like, for instance, there's one YouTuber right now that's getting into some serious trouble. There's a lot of people hunting for him. And he's going to end up with, I don't know what's going to happen. I wouldn't want to know. So we always look at things and decide, you know, is this something I really want to put on? Or, you know, let's not film this. You know, I had a lady in Sturgis 2 years ago riding a Honda Goldwing. She made a U-turn. She hit the curb, flew over it, banged her head on the concrete, blood everywhere. Well, of course, a dozen people already stopped. So we were going to stop and help. But I had my camera on the front of the bike running. I got all of that, all of it from start to finish. Now, it was her fault. She misjudged the curb. She didn't, you know, she was trying to make a U-turn, and
it was a little bit of a hill. So
so there was no reason for me to give him the video or anything like that. But the idea is, you never seen that on our channel because you just don't. One, you don't need it because you never know who these people are. You don't need to know. Let's say the lady dies. You know, I don't know, but I'm saying probably not because I didn't see anything in the newspaper. But I mean, maybe she did. Then her family sees that you filmed all this and you're making money off of it, and it's just not right. So that's where we kind of draw a line and say, you know, sometimes there's things that we heard. We were at a rally that one of the salesmen got killed on his motorcycle coming to work one morning. That would have been a breaking news story, you know, and we didn't talk about it. We talked about it after the fact. But I mean, I didn't do it during the rally. I didn't call out the guy's name or anything like that. But I mean, it's just, you got to be careful when you're at rallies because even the people that live there have issues. You know, people hit you with a car or something like that. You always got to be very observant of what.
Well, that's one head on a swivel. That's what the cops always say.
We try to draw a line. Just same thing when we talk about products and stuff like that. You know, I get emails every single day. Now we're going to do some stuff on the car channel. I'm getting some products there because I don't have a lot of content yet because I don't have a lot of time to work on stuff because we're doing all this. So I've got a camera that I've been wanting to put in the truck and put up. So it's actually a front and rear camera.
Dash cam.
I just got a new test OBD, I think, but it's a sensor to put in cars. Just got that today. We'll have some other new tools and stuff. And I got a bunch of tools I bought that I haven't even shown you yet. I got a little portable steam cleaner that I got from Harbor Freight. First day I used it, it kind of didn't do nothing. Waste of time. And then I bought a couple other things. I bought because my heavy duty jumper for jumping my truck quit working. Won't charge up anymore. Started to charge. And then
the one you had forever?
No, the one that I bought after we had the trouble down in Branson.
Oh, I thought you meant the one you've had from your garage.
Oh, that's a battery charger or a battery jumper. I bought another one at Harbor Freight, which I don't get any money at Harbor Freight. If we talk about a product, that's fine. We're starting to do that because it's most YouTubers are doing that. We put links on there. You can go to Amazon and buy it. If you don't want to go to Amazon, you can go to wherever you buy it at. Not a big. We go to Amazon, we get a little bit of commission from that, and it just helps the channel. So we have to say that when we advertise stuff. We want you to tell that we are making money off. We got some really cool thing. We got a cool thing we just bought. Bought some tools while we were there. A cool thing to wash cars with and stuff. And kind of cool.
I got some new fingernail polish stuff.
Yeah.
At the RV show.
I don't even want to know how much you paid for that. That's some eyebrow stuff too.
Well, I always use that
But you,
because I've got no eyebrows. They're white. I have them, but they're white. If I didn't put color on them, you couldn't see them. I'd look pretty
So-
scary.
so yeah, so she spent some money too. So it wasn't just me spending some money. So that was our personal money. Charge it on credit card. Oh, someday I hope. So that's going on. So let's go ahead and we're doing a little different this time around about our raffle for giving away the helmet. Down here.
Yeah.
Again. Got it all in the box. Yeah, I put it. It's never been on anybody's head. I've never tried it on or anything else, but I mean, it comes with a lock. Lock it on the handlebars. Got a whole bunch of stuff for microphones and all that kind of stuff. Just a bunch of stuff in it. All right. So here's our smart helmet that we're going to raffle off in just a few minutes. Last chance to see it. Got brake lights in the back and got cameras all the way around on it. It's really cool. I would love to keep on their website. It's about Intelligent Cranium Helmet is the name of the company. Just the basic helmet without any. They got stars. Is about $18.25 to get everything that this one. You know, it's got the tinted shield on it. It's like you're riding in Daytona. You know, you always have that problem when the sun's up and it goes to dark. You got too dark sunglasses on. You put them up. This one will adjust for you. All your cameras in there. But it's too late to join.
To enter to win.
Yes. So we asked people. We did not get any more people after I announced it the other day that we were going to raffle it off. We've raised, which we should have counted them. We raised about $1,900 for the helmet towards buying bikes. So what we're going to do this time, okay, got the box, it's already the shit.
Scott said he
No.
just figured out how cool this helmet
Oh, I
was
got
from
you.
his younger brother that he rides with. There you go.
And so yeah, this is the state of the art. You couldn't ask for anything more technology than this. Actually, if you watch if you go to their website, there's another YouTuber did a video on a whole rally or a seminar type thing it was at, and there's a link in here. I guess there was a company a few years ago came out with one, but it was a scam. It didn't really work. But this, we've never tried it out. We never programmed it, never did anything, because the way I'm reading the instructions is once it's programmed to you, nobody can do anything with it. It's also got GPS in it to where if somebody did steal it, you can track it.
Like a low jack. Remember how they used to have that on cars? Do you want me to read the names? Do you want me to read the first and last names? All right. So these are the people that we've got entered into the contest. Some people have more entries
But what you
because
could
they
do
put.
is it was $25 per entry. If you gave $100, we gave you 5 entries to it. So we
Yeah,
have
yeah,
some people that
extra
gave
ticket.
100, some that gave 50, and some that just did 25.
So Arthur Garcia, Brad King, Jeff Henson, Linda Eastwood, Linda M. Ig or Aggie. I don't know how EGTE. Heather McAndrew, Timothy Haskell, like Eddie Haskell.
Could be. You have to ask him if it's his brother.
It was her son. Carol Piper, Christopher Reynolds, Paul Shannon, Matthew, Philip Garrett, John Taylor, Sandy Morris, Vern Perkey, Mike Freeland, Leo McGuire, Stephen Botholt, Ronald Lockhard, Richard Cooper, Robert Harold, Evan Bukowski, Carl Pelletier, Gerald Miguel, Aaron Ross, and George Hirsch.
So I'm gonna have to move the camera down. So I'm gonna move over here. So what happened is when we gave the motorcycle away, a lot of people just didn't feel comfortable with it. I wasn't overly in favor of how it worked. Now we also seen another way you could do it is give everybody a number, and then you can go to Google and they'll pick a random number between. We could have done like 1 through 100, and they could have gone that way. But what we ended up doing is, Tam, we've got these red tickets that we've had for years doing drawings when we go to we do some. Like in Sturgis, we do our meet and greet. We have some giveaways and stuff that we get from some of the vendors and stuff there, dealerships and stuff like that at the city that we give away. And we use these same tickets for that. So what she did is she took them all off, put everybody's name on each one or however many tickets, and we've been spinning this thing. She pulled it out the other day, but she didn't look at any names. She just looked at the numbers, and they were like 20 or 30 numbers between each one. So it's pretty well mixed up. So pretty cool. So we're only going to draw one name since we've got everybody's information. Now this helmet is only a large. You're supposed to be able to get an insert if you want to make it a medium, but that's just FYI. It is a large helmet. That's all you can do. You can't change it or anything else. Like I say, I didn't put it on. So if it doesn't fit you, there's nothing I can do. I can't return it because it's already got the stars and all that on. We've had this thing for. So there you go. Let me move the camera.
Well, like he said, you could make it a medium. Somebody just said take his name out. I think that was John. Yeah, he said he's a medium, but you can get the inserts to make it a medium.
Yes.
So they make, I think, 2 different size helmets, and you can either make it a medium or large, and then the next one you can make a large or an extra large or 2X. I guess
we don't know.
But
we thought when they first talked to us that it could be made into any size. So if you have a medium head, we can call them and we should be able to get you the insert at no charge.
Hey James.
So that
another giveaway
shouldn't be a problem. So we're gonna let Tam pull the lucky number. We bought this fine little wheel here, guy to turn. Because I had a few people said would they like that better, and they said yes, we would rather have you do it this way. So Tam filled out all the names, so she was responsible for going through that, and she had a long thing, and she tore them all up.
I showed they're all the exact same size. They're all the same perforation. Everything's exactly the same,
and they're not sticking together. So we got them. We've been mixing this up for about 3 days. Let me open her up. We'll be able to put 2,000 tickets in here. Probably could put more.
Yep. So we only put
down in there. Pull out a lucky name.
All right. Need a drum roll. I was going to try to get that on my phone.
Do I have a drum roll? Remember if I do or
no,
not?
you do not have a drum roll.
Let me look and see.
You got that ching ting, whatever that is.
Applause.
I'm going to do it on my
chimes. I got a rim shot. I got a change your voice thing.
on my.
All right.
Sound effect one.
Ready?
There you go. That's it. Now she got to be able to get her glasses on.
Burn for key. Berkey. There
Where's
you go.
he from?
Is from.
So, Vern, are you on? Vern, are you around?
On 3 different sheets, so.
Well, because they put it on it for our donation money that you put in. They put it on a big Excel spreadsheet. You can't get all that on one page. No, I tried.
South Dakota. Yeah. Ridden with him a few times in South Dakota.
Okay. We don't have phone numbers or anything to call anybody. So we can't call him and see if he's online or anything like that. Kind of. Let me make sure he didn't pick a good one.
South Dakota.
He's from South Dakota. So that's our big thing for tonight. Now, for some reason, if we called him or sent him an email, because we'll send him an email tonight and say that he's the winner, remind him that it's a large helmet. If there'd be any issue, we'll just pull another name and then we'll contact them, same thing. And then we'll come back on one of the videos and say if anything changed. But at this point, Not like the veteran where they have to prove who they are. So there's James says, I'm glad you my phone number. I'm gonna call. And congratulations to the winner. So what's kind of cool was most of the people that Tamara looked through the list of were people that were actually our subscribers. So that's kind of
I
cool.
knew most of the names.
Yeah, so that's kind of cool that most of you knew who we were. It would have been better if it would have got out. That's the problem we're having with our vet builds and stuff. We only had 40 people. Wanted a free bike, and it was.
Well, I was thinking if the Eastwoods won it because they said they were coming to Meekum, it just took it up there and gave it to them at Meekum auction.
But you can't. It'd be nice. That's why I said we're trying to do everything legit. Art's my buddy. He's the one that he just sent $100 the other day. That he thought, he's a tech guy. He'd love to have something like that. And it'd be great to give it to him because then I don't have to ship it. He'd just come get it, or we drop it off in his house. I mean, we're not controlling anything. We're trying to keep everything legit. The people that pick and the people that win is just the way it rolls.
Luck of the draw.
Yeah. And that's what we're trying to do, and make sure that everybody that we do, just like in the veteran there, he sent me all the right documents to prove that he was a veteran, and everything worked out really well. That did a really good job. The other thing is, which maybe it's better to maybe go another route. It's, for instance, like the Badgers. I don't know if any of you watched that. I mean, they had a Springer bike, which I think was 98. It was an 80. I don't know, 89. I don't know what you remember what. But I mean, they ended up raffling $25 tickets off, and they got $10,000 there.
Oh, that might be him. That's his last name, but we always call him Chip. Yeah.
So Zane might be something we know. Could be his dad, maybe. Is that the guy we rode with him and his dad?
Mm-mm. Hey, Chip, this is Tam. Is your real first name Vern? You won the helmet. Yeah, you did.
So we do have a lucky winner. Make sure helmet's a large.
We're doing a live tonight, and we picked it. And I said, when I seen it was from South Dakota, I said, I wonder if that's Chip. I said, I think that's his last name. And I looked it up, and I said, I have to ask him because we don't have everybody's number. So, okay. There you go. Well, you won.
So we'll let him know, because what we'll end up doing is we're going to be sending this. I was going to say COD. We're sending this certified because it's expensive.
We're going to send it certified. I'll call you back later. I just wanted to let you know you won. Oh, okay. You going to wait that long for it? Yeah, you really won. It's a large. You wear large? Okay. All righty. All righty.
He's going to wait. He's going to save us some shipping. He's going to wait for us to bring it to Sturgis.
Well, I'll call you back later. We're doing the live right now, okay? All righty. You're welcome. Okay, bye-bye.
So Big Boy Mike already gave away my thing. Are we using Connect Internet like Eric is? Yes, we are.
We went to the show and talked to them, and so.
And I wasn't necessarily looking for it. I was interested when I went and talked to him was, we knew Eric had it and wanted to know what kind of pricing they had. It really wasn't a bad pricing for the thing. I think it was
because you get all three carriers.
Yeah.
Major carriers.
It's like $199 for the box you have to pay for, and then it's $125 a month. So I'm like, that's really a good price. So we're just now trying it out. I tried it out tonight, and Verizon's picking up really good here at home. We have really good internet here. We have a hard line coming into the house. So I've got really out here in the garage is a possibility. I may end up bringing it out here and using it. So that's who we went with. Eric.
So tickets, we get press passes to get in. And then if we end up buying,
I have to spend the $200.
Yeah, then you get an extra pass for that. He's jumping up and down on his boat like I was. No, it sounded like he was in his living room, James.
He was really excited.
Yeah, he says, "Oh, sweet, Chip can ride." Yep. COD.
Yeah. That's that was what was popping in my head instead of saying.
So that's a throwback, isn't it? No. Oh, Steven. Yep. Your name was on there too, Steven.
Yep. And so congratulations to everybody. If you need any receipts for most of them, when I was looking through Jeffy, that's who we do
Takes the money from.
takes the money from. They act like they sent everybody a receipt. So if you didn't get a receipt,
because I did it too. I didn't put my name in there, but I sent $25 in because I wanted to see what you get. And they send you an email back and it says, thank you. And it gives you our whole thing of where it gives you a receipt. So, cause I was thinking, oh my gosh, I'm going to have to find all these people and write down and send them all receipts, but Jiffy takes care of all that. Hi, Audie. Yep.
So there you go. Got that one away. We'll just have to see if we can get some more cool stuff to give away and try to raise money for our
There was a
veteran
few
bill.
places at the AIM show, and I don't know, nobody was, I don't think, actually willing to give us a bike.
One of them actually said was it electric bike?
It was an electric scooter.
Yeah. So they were in Canada and they said, well, would you be willing to spend the $400 for the shipping to get it into the United States? And I'm like, well, I have to see what the value of it is. But I mean, what we were going to do is, because that's what somebody else said, which is my thought. Some of these bikes that are at the AMI show are actually foreign bikes. So to give it away to a veteran would be, would it be a slap in the face to you?
Because it's not American.
So if we got something like that, that's what I would ask. Would it be better to have a raffle tickets to go away, to let everybody have a chance? That way anybody could enter, a $25 chance to win whatever it is.
Somebody gives us whatever somebody gives us to win.
Yeah, to give away
to give it to the veteran, just to get the brand new bike.
It like we did on this last bike, that it would just be a veteran giveaway. So either way it would work because if we did raffle tickets, because it is, would I want a dirt bike? I'm not a veteran, but would I really want a dirt bike? Oh, I play with it a little bit, but
all American.
Probably not.
Yep. Scott said all American.
So that's what I would be thinking. So then that way we could turn around and raffle it off and then take that money and go buy some different bikes. So we could also get an Indian bike. They're American made too. So we'll see what happens here. We're going to end up talking.
We will be at the Mecum auction. Are you going?
We will get there already on Sunday. We'll be up there Sunday. Whenever I get up there on our veteran bike, because it's going to Hall Bikes is going to be putting it in the warehouse there. I'm going to be riding over to the warehouse over there. And then when they get ready to ship it out to Tennessee.
Thanks, Rick.
They'll call him and tell him it's on its way. And I'll kind of keep track of where it's at. Not every day, but I'll kind of, that's what's kind of cool about what we know is we know a lot of the drivers. Especially these two warehouses. We know the Las Vegas one
and Ocala.
Also the Ocala one. We know the people that run that, the managers that are there, and they're really great. Actually, I really like Hall Bikes. Yes, no, they can't get your bike there in a week, but there typically is what they say is about 28 days is what they say is an average. Because here, I think they said it would be there like March 3rd or something. So on the.
And I told James, I said it'd probably be the end of February, beginning of March, and he said he was fine.
And it couldn't even be more sooner.
Well, in Tennessee, hopefully the snow will be all gone.
Yeah, because they're not coming bad weather. So you just have to kind of see how it all goes. And what they do is they move the bike from warehouse to warehouse to warehouse. And so they have different drivers that run, and then they have husband and wife teams that actually drive across country. That's like that delivered all the race bikes that Harley Davidson.
So 131.
Yeah, that they were selling. Hall Bike was the only one that hauled every single one of those bikes they delivered to, which we had a video on that. And we showed a little bit. I found some more video on it. I'm going to eventually, when I get time, we'll do some video. I should have done that during this slow time. I should have done some of that video there. But we had the truck, and they were actually on their way back to get 28 more of them and deliver them all the way into California and stuff and Oregon. And they were going to do the West Coast, as said. And so it was really cool that Harley Davidson trusts them. They're also hauling bikes for who else? Another motorcycle company delivered some bikes in Sturgis.
Oh, Indian dealer?
Yeah. Remember we were there, and she said, you just missed. Hall Bike was just here and delivered some bikes for us. So to have a company, there's a lot of people out here that haul bikes, and to have a company that the manufacturers feel comfortable with, that
brand new bikes,
that says a lot to me. And
and Mecum auction, because what they do, all these bikes, I mean, that one that sold for what, 1.2 million, Hall Bikes delivered that bike too. So they're very trustworthy company.
Yeah. Now, some people come in and pick up their own stuff and bring in their own bikes, but probably 75 or 80% of them, Hall Bikes is hauling the bikes in because they're coming from all over the United States. So they trust their bikes, their classical bikes. They probably haul $1 billion worth of bikes a year in their trucks, and but tons of bikes. And so That's one of the things I always look at is if that's what you have. Now we also have Midwest Motorcycles down there in Florida, which they're doing something new now, and we're going to talk about that on Saturday's video. If you're anywhere in Florida, they have the option now to come pick your bike up. You're down in Miami and I want to go to Sturgis. They'll come to Miami with a smaller truck, pick up your bike and bring it to Daytona and then ship it up there in their trucks. They have 2 trucks that they can run up there now. Heavy Ed there has been doing it for 30 years. He's been hauling bikes back and forth to Sturgis. So he's got a really good system too, but he's not, if you lived in Mississippi or Alabama or wherever,
That's what I learned
California,
on.
they're not going to haul it for you. So if I was hauling a bike just to Sturgis and I lived in Florida, I'd have Heavy Ed on my bike, just because it gets there quicker. You only have to drop it off a couple of days before they leave, and it's going to get there. This is the day they're going to tell you it's here, and they're coming in earlier now because that's what we're saying now. We even said that with haul bikes. You guys ought to start running a truck the week ahead of time because so many people are coming for pre-rally versus rally time. Pre-rally is getting almost as busy as actual rally is because you get there and the traffic's not so bad. Motorcycles not so busy on the roads and stuff. And that's like we're doing our riding rally starts, our big ride. Question?
Now it says, should I put on a ding how Haul Bikes has picked up your bike while here in Myrtle Beach?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. And so, yeah, you can put that on there on our Pating channel. Stephen
On
there.
the Pating Facebook page.
Yep. Stephen there's over there in Myrtle Beach.
So Scott, are you Terry Scott? It's a Scott 101. He used to be Penn State 101, I think. So I don't know if that's who it is or not.
Yeah.
Oh, he did.
You just clicked on that.
Oh, yeah, I guess so. Oh. Scotty rides pre-rally. Yep.
And which is the best time to run? Like I said, we get there already in June. So this year, I don't know if you're a Trump supporter or not. The talk is he will be there for the 4th of July for shooting fireworks off and stuff. Still working on that. And I just talked to somebody yesterday that had a little bit of pull and he didn't know about it. And so we're still got a few more people to talk to and try to get us some seats because we thought if we got some seats to sit there at Mount Rushmore, that's her favorite thing is fireworks. Can't see enough fireworks.
Nope. And I can't believe we didn't stay for in Daytona or no, in Anaheim. And it would be another hour and a half before the fireworks went off. But they were having someone, we got to go down to the track. He did.
Pre-day, Friday.
For the
motocross.
Motocross they had. And you got to, what did they call it? Walk
the track.
So he went down there and walked the whole track. I didn't.
Not the whole.
Anyway.
And stand by. I did a bunch of stuff that I was going to do shorts on, and I just never got. I put a few of them up, but I didn't do a lot. You film a lot. It's just a lot of things are going on, and it's hard to get everything out. It's kind of like we did a couple lives where it would have been better for me to edit and put out a video. That each night where we'll be doing it Mecum. Mecum will probably maybe one day we'll do a live from Mecum Friday or Saturday. We'll do a live from Mecum next week. The rest of the time, you're going to see a video every day come out on what's going on. Because that's the exciting. But you might see some of these cool bikes. You might want to say, hey, I want a bid. You can buy these online. So you can go on their media social. You can actually go to Mecum Auction and you can sign up and you can watch it there. Their YouTube channel is going to be covering stuff. They also on Roku TV. They've got, I got a whole list of things that you can watch where you can watch it from. And, but we're showing you behind the scenes. You're getting to see the bikes when they're lined up. You get to see them in the back. Sometimes we're lucky and we get to talk to the people that own the bikes, but not a lot of times they have the bike shipped there and they're not even there. You know, they don't have to come to sell their bike. If they got a reserve, they've got a price on it. Let's say they got a bike, 1914 Harley Davidson, and they want $20,000 for it. Well, if it sells for, they get top bids $18,500, then the Mecum calls them and says, we got an offer for $1,850. You want to counter your 20? And then either they say, well, we'll take no, or they might say, well, we'll take 19 if they go up $500 more. So then they talk to that person and say, we'll give you $500 more, and then it sells. So sometimes you see a bike we'll see it at times. It didn't sell. And then by the end of the route, by the end of the auction, it's got a sold sign on it because because also they put the bikes in a row where you can go back and bid again. They'll tell you the top bid and it was turned down. So you could go in there and say, because these people got to pay. They paid both ways to haul their bike there. So I make them.
And they had paid to put it in the auction.
Yeah. So they got money invested that.
Whether your bike sells or not.
Yeah. So, you know, what do you want to do? And so the idea is you hope to get what you can out of it, but you just don't know. Like the chopper I bought, which I did, we haven't got time to pull the heads off yet, cylinders that I thought I'd get done, but there's things just haven't been. Got a lift all put up. That was good. I got to change oil tomorrow. My truck, a little truck, over the oil change, 5,000 miles. Got that changed tomorrow. Decided to save $30 itself. And I'm gonna do that tomorrow or Saturday, and then we got that motor home out there on the side. I want to get that running and get the brakes fixed on it, and we're gonna sell them. Rather have something a little newer that, and somebody gets to go in and spend some time cleaning it. Probably macchiato.
We're a hazmat suit. And
Really dusty.
and yeah, he just sat on the couch and went whoosh. All this.
We're gonna have to put it in giant garbage bags and suck it out.
I don't know.
We'll take it outside and beat it with hose, with rubber hose. Clean one way or the other. So pretty exciting. So hey, we didn't talk much about Harley Davidson. So what does everybody think about the new bikes that came out? Really not any new bikes, but some new colors. Some of the colors are pretty cool. The trike, they did a lot of stuff. I think they did a lot of stuff on the trike, and I think the reason they did so much on the trike, the new shocks and different things like that,
because we're all getting old,
right? Because they're getting to be hotter sellers. But they did go up in price. Now we noticed when we talked about Honda the other day, which that video did really well. I was really impressed. We got about 14,000 views on that Honda video. We might be starting to do more videos on different bikes. So much just sticking with Indian and Harley on most of the stuff we talk about. We'll start talking about some Hondas and stuff. She reached out to the guy the other day.
Oh, I didn't call him either.
And hey, what we got going, my list. We're even thinking about maybe even in Myrtle Beach, we may be riding a new Honda. But I mean, some of their bikes, they dropped $1,000 from last year's price. They upgraded some stuff and didn't raise the price. So all them ones that put that automatic clutch on it now, which some people commented they like it. Some people said they don't like it. Somebody says, it's like a slap clutch or something on it. I don't know all about all these other stuff. But the idea of this is, to me, is just like the Recluse clutch. If you put it on your Harley, and then it goes on a lot of different bikes, where you could still use the clutch if you want, but especially if you're riding in the city, if you're pulling up to a stop sign, not have to, if you're in idle traffic, like in Sturgis, you get to where it's a busy day on a Saturday and you're idling between the stop signs, not having a clutch would really be nice. And if like in her case, and they got that little Rebel
because this
now.
is my bad hand, and that's my clutch hand, and that's sometimes why I don't ride, because I got such a pain in my wrist.
So we ended up
so raffle tickets for the camper. It's an old camper. It's 40 years old.
It's like an 80 something.
80, I think it's 80. It's 83 or 85. It's one of the years our kids were born.
Well, I think I only paid $1,500 for this thing, and I think I could get $4,000 or $5,000 selling. So we have some debt from last year's doing the rallies and stuff that we need to kind of take care of. And so I'm looking to get rid of that. The golf cart. We're looking to sell the golf cart, get rid of that. If anybody wants a Bob and Tam golf cart, you take the name off, or you can have it as Bob and Tam. And, we paid 10 grand for it. We'd sell it for $7,000 or $8,000 probably. We put a brand new battery. It's gas. Runs really good. It's got
and it's totally lifted, and it's got a new body, and it's got.
But you wanted the new body. I wanted to lift it. Even got the spare tires. You want to put it back
and
small.
The big fat tires that's on it, and it's got. You bought lights for it.
No, it's got lights on it. It's street legal. It's got a title, and it's got a license plate on it right now. It's got Arizona on it, and that's good. And
but I think you bought lights to put on the top.
Yeah, I bought some extra lights because it's not as bright as I'd like it, especially like riding at the Buffalo Chip. It's dark at the Buffalo Chip, and those lights didn't do a real good job. So it's got a roll bar, or it's got a crash bar in the front. I was going to mount 2 more lights, which I already bought them, and put them on there to where I got more, lights it up more in the front, which I could still do that. It's not, I got the lights for it, but I didn't do it. So we're going to get rid of that. So we're looking to just sell a few of the things that we're not using anymore. I want to get my chopper fixed up. I'm going to sell that. That's going to go away. So if anybody was looking for a cool chopper, actually what I'm trying to do is thinking about putting your battery in my bike.
Wendy wants
starts.
Battery in what bike?
Take your battery I've still got out of your bike and put in that chopper and see if it'll start. Because the other bike I thought it was too.
Oh, yeah.
And it wasn't.
It was the battery.
And the battery was junk.
Yeah, wear down my poor little battery.
No, it's fine. And
so Mike says Wendy wants it. Wendy wants the golf cart. We'll bring it to Sturgis with us.
No. And so I guess got to put a new battery in it. It's got turn signal on it. And what happened is when I took it out, I left the turn signal. It drained the battery completely. I tried to recharge it, it wouldn't get it up. So then I had the charger on. I thought, I'm going to put it on for a couple hours and let it run real low. Well, then I seen the turn signal blinking over there. Oh crap! And so you always got to remember that because I got a cover for it too. You can put a whole cover over, covers it. We got a cover that goes for it. It's pretty neat. I even shortened the back so it would fit in the back of the trailer. So it's all. I had a professional welder do all that. I didn't do it. So didn't have all my. I bought another flex welder too. That we're going to be showing that too. I got a MIG welder I've had for years, and then I bought a Harbor Freight had that sale. I got it for $100. Flex welder.
How many welders do you have?
3. I have a MIG welder. I have a flex welder now, and I have an arc welder. Arc welder, I don't have a plug anymore. I use that for the lift. So I have to, if I decide to use my arc welder, I got to run a plug down from where it's at the corner of the building back there down to the RV plug. Got to be 50 for the welder. Well, I don't know if I could use a 30 amp.
So call me Mike if you're serious. He said the golf cart.
We want to get rid of it. So it's a clean title. There's no loan on it. But it's pretty cool. We like the golf cart, but it's just with us not using the trailer as much anymore since we're flying to some of the rallies. We use it in Sturgis, but I mean, we didn't take it we could have used it last year, but when we take both bikes, there's not enough room in the trailer. We could put it in the trailer, but we wouldn't be able to move around getting to where we're going. It usually takes us 3 days to get there. And in Arizona Bike Week really isn't that much walking, so there's no really reason for us to have the golf cart then. We bought it because we stayed at the Buffalo Chip and we kind of thought Buffalo Chip wanted to hire us, actually Woody wanted to take over their YouTube channel 3 years ago. And I said, so that's what when we bought it, I thought, if we're going to be at the Buffalo Chip every year, we're going to need something to get around on. And which would have been probably better for us to have bought a couple little electric bikes and been done with it. But I mean, it's to haul the gear around and all that kind of stuff. It's just tough on a motorcycle when it gets late at night trying to get through there. So that's kind of why we bought it. Because there to rent it, it's like $600-700 a week to rent the stupid thing when you're there if you went one of theirs. And then we like the gas because when we originally bought this, when we bought our trailer, we were going to be an RV channel back in 2018 when we kind of got to start. Our first video came out in 2019, December. We were thinking we were going to be boondockers and we were going to be traveling out wilderness and all this stuff. And we thought, if I get an electric golf cart and we only have solar, how am I going to charge the golf cart up at night when we're not driving it? So then that's when I thought, let's get a gas one.
Oh, they tried to talk us out of it. Oh,
but
campgrounds don't let you have a gas one. We never had any trouble.
Yeah, never had a gas. Well, we did have that one.
They didn't want any golf carts.
I thought
they didn't want any golf carts.
But nobody's ever said anything. But it's, we've driven it down in Panama City. You can drive it down along the beach down there. Most cities allow anything that's under 35 miles an hour. It runs about 28 miles an hour, something like that. It runs. You can turn them things up night into it. But it's got all new suspension, all new brakes. The engine's original and the transmission, but it runs like a top. No trouble with it. And we only put ethanol-free gas in it. So but I opened up the day and smelled it. I use ethanol-free. I can leave it in there for years and never has a problem. There's this motorhome out here that smells like turpentine. So those are a couple things we're looking to get rid of. Just to help take care of some bills from last year. Be a little better for this year. So that's kind of going on. And it's things we're just not using anymore. If somebody doesn't start riding their motorcycle pretty soon, we're going to buy Adios or Sportster. Rid of that. So we'll see how it all goes. So if we can sell those two things, that should probably pretty much take care of our debt, the credit cards that we. And so it won't take me. I got to buy a battery. So that's the only real expense I've got for the golf cart. And then for the motorhome, we'll have to see what happens. I'm going to take the gas out of RV that we have, our toy hauler, because it's still got ethanol-free gas. I'm going to take that and dump it in that. It's a 454, so it's carbureted, so I'll be able to get in there and see what's going on. The brakes, I'm assuming the master cylinder is shot. I just don't know how hard it's going to be to get a master. It's in a really hard place to get to. So it also runs off of power steering fluid, and I've seen a power steering leak, so I'm going to have to figure out where that's at. And so I'm just going to get the thing running. And I figured I'm going to end up selling it out here in Arizona. There's a lot of people that live in trailers, RVs and stuff. And it just has to get to somebody's property. Because the guy had it sold for $5,000. But when the guy put it in gear, went to hit the brake, and it didn't stop, he had to throw the emergency brake to get it to stop. And he's like, I can't buy this. This guy was going to drive it
all the way back to
250
California.
miles back to California. Something that's been sitting for 5 years. And it's like, what a moron. So I went and looked at it. The guy told me on the phone, because we were looking for something, because we thought we had a lot of people when we first started our bike build channel, that a lot of people said, hey, maybe we'll take my vacation off and I'll come out and help you work on bikes. I'm like, that's sure. That'd be
Scott
great.
just said that. I'll help you work on anything you guys are working on.
So that's what I thought, it'd be really easy. It'd be more convenient to have somebody stay on the property there in an RV or something like that we had than putting people in the house. And, just sometimes it's uncomfortable for some people, both ways it could be. We're there, you're pretty much on your own. You got your own shower, you got your own bathroom, got everything you need, and do whatever. And so we thought we'd get this motor home and thought, this would work pretty good. And it was a good thought at first, but then somebody decided she wanted to retile it and do a bunch of work to it.
I wanted to fix it all up.
And it's like, no, I'm not spending thousands of dollars more on this thing. So that's when I thought, let's just
paid
sell this
for it.
And so that's what I said. That's what I ended up offering the guy, because it ended up, we have towing. But I called the tow truck company up and they wanted $800 to tow it about 5 miles to the shop from where we bought it at, storage lot it was sitting on. And the door fell off for the driver's side. And what it was is it sprung, and what happened is the water ran down to the wood. Well, I took the wood off, I put a new piece of wood in it, but the door's still not straight. So I end up just siliconing it shut for now. And then I'll fix it once I get it going. Because I plan on, once I get it running, then I'm going to put it in the shop. That's why you got to get it done before we go to Sturgis. Because once it starts getting warm, our RV goes back in the garage. I can't have that RV in there. And the motorhome and the RV is not going to fit in there since we have the lift now. It's not going to fit between. I don't think I can squeeze the RV. I don't think it's 12 foot between it. But it's not that wide that I'm going to squeeze both between it. So
Mike said he saw that Rebel with the clutch, the E-clutch.
And see, I think that would be the Rebel. I think would be a good idea. She originally was going to get a Honda Rebel, and
that's what I really wanted.
But the problem is that thing run. It
only goes 40 miles an hour.
I think now it's like a 300 on there. Before it was like.
Well, they got one that's they said it's 750. I thought.
I don't think it's.
I saw that 100-car pileup in Michigan. Yeah, didn't they have one up there a couple years ago? Was it in Michigan too? It was like over 100-car pileup. Was the fog, or was that up in California?
It was over there that way. It wasn't in California.
That's just crazy. I know.
Weather, you got to watch. And it is. It's people are just crazy where, when the road starts getting slick and stuff like that, it's like us when we travel with the RV. When I started seeing semis starting to pull over because of the wind, we pulled
Get off the road.
Yeah, we were in New Mexico and it had really bad wind.
I think we did in Sturgis once too. And I dislocated and watched you draw my name for the helmet. Thank you, Bob and Tam. There you go, Chip.
There you go. He's on there. He actually got a winner, came on. So y'all know it's gone. And so pretty cool. And it's great to have that it's a subscriber that wins too. That's kind of cool about what we have. And we've gotten a lot of people from our social media now, because like I say, we've got the Instagram, we've got TikTok, and our Facebook pages that we're.
Hey, Rowan, I haven't heard from you in a long time. How you doing?
Him, isn't it?
Good day. It might be morning, or it's either the middle of the night or morning. I don't remember which.
7 o'clock.
I'm glad to hear from you. I was wondering about you. I haven't seen much of it. Well, we haven't really been doing lives, and he's usually mostly on the lives. Scott says, "Congrats, Chip."
And so, yeah, it's kind of cool. So we're hoping that we're going to get more bikes this year. We're hoping that the car channel starts doing some more, which it is. I just changed out my CCV, if you know what that is, on my diesel, and works. So far, it's working really good. No problem. No leak at all. My oil leak is completely gone from underneath the truck. So that was really cool, because I looked the other day just to see. There's no oil out there. So that's good. I haven't drove it a whole lot. We took it to the dump the other day and dumped a bunch of trash. That's about as far as I've driven it so far. I got to get a scissor lift, which that's a whole nother story, to put the lights up. We had it reserved and the guy didn't bring it back. And Home Depot cannot call the customers and ask them when they're going to bring stuff back until it's over 30 days old and they report it stolen. So it's there now, but I got other things to do this week, so I don't got time to do it. But I wanted to get the lights in.
I figured it'd be there like this weekend. We were busy all weekend. We went to Vegas for our grandson's soccer tournament, our youngest one. Then we went down to the court site. So I figured, okay, it's probably going to be sitting there all weekend. And we were
That's what
busy.
she said. Well, you could not go to courtside on Monday and you could do it then. I'm like, oh, what? Which I'm
I went and
gladly
got my
went to.
fingernails.
Yeah. And we did get a new internet. And we'll be talking about that soon.
I turned off notifications. I'm good, but the lower back is out. Oh no, I'm sorry to hear that, Rowan. Nothing. That's having your back out is not fun. Steven says, my friend Rocket Man. Yes, he owned many Harleys and has a Honda Rebel 1100 automatic speed shift, and he loves it. A lot of people say they like it, the ones that have it. And you can still use your clutch too.
See, the old ones had a speed shift, which you can. If you know how to ride a car, drive a car, or ride a motorcycle, you can shift without the clutch. But you can't come to a stop without pulling the clutch in. So that's, it's going to die. But it's a little harder downshifting without the clutch than it is upshifting. Upshifting, you let up off the gas, you shift, step down on it. So yes, I've driven without a clutch too, even in a car or truck. I've done that. Normally you don't, but I mean, you can do it. So when people talk about because that's some of the comments I got, that a lot of people were saying, well, they already had this slap shift on there and this and that. And it's like, well, you're yes, but it's not the same as what this is. And so
I think it would be neat.
Which it is. Like I say, it's a recluse setup, and some other people said that. Well, if you don't know how to shift a motorcycle, you shouldn't ride it. Well, it's
not that you can't shift it; is it kills your wrist.
Well, the other thing is we are
if you got bad wrists.
People riding motorcycles. We're all getting older,
all got lots of aches and pains,
and to get these younger people to drive. Half these kids today never even rode a bicycle. So now you're trying to sell them a motorcycle, and you're telling them they have to learn how to shift. They don't even know. I would say 99.9% of the kids in the United States do not know how to use a clutch on a vehicle. Never drove a car with a stick. That's why I said very few. I bet you, I don't know. I should Google that.
What?
How many people actually know how?
That's what they said. If you want to really mess with the younger generation, send them a letter in cursive and give them the keys to a stick shift car, a manual car, and they won't be able to do nothing.
They say about 18%
knows how to drive a stick.
Yeah, I'm not even. This one is.
We're still alive.
Manuals make up less than 2% of the new car sales. And because like me, there was a Chevelle down the road here in Lake Havasu a couple years ago that was for sale before we ever bought a golf cart or anything like this. There was a Chevelle sitting there, and it wasn't an SS or nothing, but it was a 2-door and it looked really nice. It was jacked up and everything. It had a nice motor and stuff in it. And I looked at it and it had automatic in it. And I said, well, I would have bought it. It was under 20 grand for the car. I said, I would have bought it, but it doesn't have a stick. And he says, if it was a stick, I could never sell it. I said, you could have sold it to me, because 90% of the people don't know how to drive a stick shift. And so, yeah, I would want that stick. We pretty much, most of the cars we've owned before we moved out to California was a stick shift. I quit driving a stick because when we went to California, I said, I didn't want to be pushing that damn clutch in all the time. Same thing with
we did have a stick shift. The first Mustang we got was a stick, the black one.
Yeah.
So Mike says the quick shifter you can hold wide open and shift without using the clutch. When you put pressure on the shifter lever, it cuts the ignition or fuel off for a split second.
So it's downshifting itself. It's forcing it to downshift. So I don't know about all these other
shifting?
bikes. I haven't. The only one I did is that 2018 Honda that I rode a couple years ago there in Ocean City. That was a total automatic. Had no clutch, nothing, and I hated that thing.
We had a 3 on a tree. It was a Duster he had.
Yeah, my second car I ever owned was a 6-cylinder Duster with 3 on a tree. So she learned how to drive. That's when she learned how to drive a stick. He never really rode a stick before. And I switched that car all over to, I dropped a V8 in it and put a 3 on the floor. Quite an adventure. That was probably my first major.
Overall.
Yeah, I did. There's a whole lot of things you got to know. Slant 6 just doesn't drop into the mount up to the frame that's on. A V8 does not drop into a frame on a 6-cylinder vehicle. Change the crossman. Took me probably 6 months to a year to figure that one out. Nobody else knew anything about it. I finally caught these old men that had this salvage yard, and they told me. So then I went out and bought another Duster, at a Plymouth Duster, and that was wrecked. That was at the junkyard, and I took the transmission out of it. I cut the floor out of it, so I had the hump like it was supposed to have it. I took the steering column out of it. I took the seats out of it. Put all that in mine. I already had a 318 engine. I already had the engine already, and I had it all rebuilt. Had somebody do that for me. And I put it all in, hooked it all up, got everything working. The car for quite a while. Moved out of Chicago, we sold it. Now I see those
Somebody
things-
stole the wheels off it. He had
Yeah.
rally wheels on it.
Well, it had the small bolt pattern. It was like a 4.5-inch bolt pattern, and it was only a certain years of Chrysler products that had that. It took me probably 3 years to find wheels, the whole 4 sets of wheels. Whoever stole it, unless they had the same car. But see, I had polyglass factory tires on it, wide 70 wides all the way around it. And then if they got stolen, then I changed it and I put 60, 50s on the back and 70 on the front, jacked it way up.
Well,
Pipes coming out of the
what they
side.
did is they jacked it up, took all the tires off, and then set it back down in the
Yeah.
mud.
Place we were renting.
So anyway, this Mike said that a guy had stopped at a restaurant in his 57 Chevy and was almost out of gas, and a couple of young thugs stole it, but they didn't know how to put gas in it, so they abandoned it.
Some of the ones you had to turn the brother had one. You had to turn the gas, the turn signal in the back. You had to turn it. It opened. The gas went in that way. That might have been that one.
Well, a lot of probably younger
Used to be
kids,
under the plate.
yeah, under the plate in the back was mine. I had a 66 Chevy Impala Super Sport, and it was, you had to pull the plate down and take the gas tank off and stick it in there. But a big block Chevy and a small block Chevy can mount to the same motor mounts, I believe. Well, not in a Mopar. If your rims got taken on the south side, we lived in, it was called Spring Valley, Illinois at that time. That's where it got stolen at. So it was about 90 miles south of Chicago. So we weren't really in Chicago. A little bit outside, southwest. What year? I did that for years. Yeah, I guess. That was probably in 81, 82.
Well, the other thing that happened is we'll see how old everybody is. How many people used to buy parts from J.C. Whitney?
Oh, it was probably 80. Because then we bought the other trailer in Granville. It was probably 80. We only lived in that. Yeah, it was probably 80. There's
So
the camp behind
J.C. Whitney.
the turnsicle.
Well, J.C. Whitney was out of Chicago. So we decided what happened with J.C. Whitney years ago, they went bankrupt and I lost the money of parts that I bought. I used to buy a lot of stuff off J.C. Whitney. On that Duster, the pipes, the headers, all that stuff I bought from J.C. Whitney. A lot of the stuff that I was doing on my cars and stuff, J.C. Whitney it was like going to Amazon. It was so easy.
Yeah.
It was low price, could beat prices. So bought everything from there. Well, they ended up going bankrupt and I lost probably a couple $100 worth of stuff that I never got. So I decided, screw that. We're going to order some stuff, but we're going to go up to Chicago and we're going to buy it. Well, then when we started doing some research on it, I found out that Chicago, where it was at, was probably like in South LA or South
East
Chicago.
LA.
Yeah. East Chicago or where South, whatever the bad part is. Well,
South
you had to
side.
leave somebody in the car because if you didn't, you come out and your car would be stripped. Just the time of going in and coming back out. I think you sat in the car, didn't you?
I probably did.
And we ran in and got the parts and then jumped back in the car and took off. And but yeah, it was
It
bad
wasn't too
ways.
far from Wrigley Field, was it?
I don't even remember. I don't
I
even know if
remember
it's
going
even
up
there
there.
anymore. It's probably all. I looked up the other day, and I think they're still in business, but they're not as big as they used to be back then. I don't know how many people knew about J. Did we get many people?
J.C. Whitney, pennies.
They're out of business too.
No,
pretty
they're
much.
not.
They're just a clothing.
They
store
keep
now.
charging my credit card if I buy something. What else was I going to say? Oh, Monkey Wards. Who knows what Monkey Wards is? J.C. Whitney was on so many floors of all of the parts were on a conveyor belt. I think you just got to walk in and you could pick
It
up
was
your
at the
parts.
counter. It was just
You
at-
couldn't
just at
like
the counter,
walk through
the
and buy
warehouse or
stuff.
nothing. But it was just a facility. You could go in, you could order your parts. I had them ordered and just said we were customer pickup.
The JC Junkies, yes, I did in the
So
60s.
It took us probably like an hour and a half to drive up to Chicago and got the parts, then turned around and came back.
We're probably as far away from we are now to Vegas was where we
This is
lived.
back when we were like 21, 22 years old. Back in the good old days. You were a young whippersnapper.
You think?
It was a wild thing.
You see, Whitney was on the south side. All right, then that's where it was. Is Wrigley Field over there? But I want to say we went by Wrigley
Well,
Field.
we might have drove around. Well, because we used to go up there for our DJ convention when we had it. And we used to go up there to the road that runs right by the Pier and all that.
Oh, Navy Pier,
Yeah, Navy Pier. Drive along
on
all that. And
Lakeshore Drive.
so we know a little bit about Chicago. Used to go up there when they used to have a Great America up there too.
Six Flags or Great America. Gotta go. Phone needs to be recharged. Okay, Rowan. Well, it was nice to talk to you. Good to see you, hear from you. I don't know how to say it. Take care. Hope your back feels better. You have a ripper and stay safe. The parts went on conveyor belts to shipping department. I had JC Whitney catalogs for years on Google. Now I see they're back in business. I can't see the website link to log in.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think I looked it up the other day too, a while back, and seen that they were still
Cosmic
around.
Park.
But I mean, nowadays you got like AutoZone and all these other places that are selling lower price stuff. I mean, I started buying again from AutoZone for car parts because pretty much everything they sell is a lifetime warranty. You know, the radiator hoses, I don't know if the belts are or not, but they said the radiator hoses had a lifetime. And so, you know, versus taking it to a shop and having it done or something like
And then
that.
as long as you use your phone number, you don't even have to have the receipt. They
Yeah.
just look it up.
Yeah. So that's kind of cool, especially if you keep like here, the Mustang, it's got brakes from there on it. And so pretty good to where I just go in and say it and they're like, well, yeah, you bought them from us. Just bring the old ones in and we'll give you brand new ones.
Oh, I can't send the link. It's too long. It's over 200 characters. Wow.
So
Holy cow.
Let me look. I can pull it up. But I mean, it's probably not the same as the JC Whitney website. Part. Well, no, it just says it's just jcwhitney.com. It's coming up just as JC Whitney, jcwhitney.com. A century of trusted quality built to last.
Century.
From repairs to restoration, we've got you.
So if you need something for an older car, you can get it from there?
See what we've been looking for struts for the
at low prices, but a lot of their stuff was junk.
Yeah, it was. See, it's coming up with when I did it, it took me to carparts.com. So I don't think it's even JC Whitney. Yeah, see, it's taking me to car parts. So I've got JC Whitney on the phone on it, but when I hit it, it takes me to carparts.com. So it's not really even JC Whitney. That's a ripoff.
JEGS is similar now. JEGS. Look up JEGS. JEGS.
Jigs.com.
I guess. I'm listening to my voice. Jigs.
Anytime when they start giving you these discount wheels and stuff to do it, it's like T-Move.
T-Mew.
It's like that already is kind of like a bad sign to me. Hey, I don't want to play your game because it's all a scam anyway. Everybody gets.
And then if you do
thing.
that, okay, now you want this. Okay, now do this, and you get another 20% off. Get another 50% off.
Small block Chevy 400 cubic inch crate engines.
How much?
For $7,600. I don't know if I'd buy it from them or not. Doesn't say what the warranty is. There's a lot of them now giving you like a 50,000 mile warranty or something.
Rick says, yeah, I knew about them, but I never used them. They were on the south side by the White Sox in the Cubs. Wrigley Field's on the north side. I grew up west of Wrigley Field. Okay.
Their engine prices look a little high.
And maybe we just drove over there because we knew we were up there. I don't know. The article said it opened in 1934. Filed bankruptcy. Jeff Hooper's on. Hi from the cold northern Minnesota. Jeff Hooper. Hey there, Jeff. How you doing? I have all the parts to build a 572 CI big block Chevy. 572.
No, I never heard of a 5. That's what's weird about California because the motors we used to have like 427s that came out in the Corvettes. That was like the biggest motor you could get back then in the 70s and stuff. And out here in California, they had weird numbers like a 599 or something. It's like I've never even heard of those. And so because we had like, you know, her
327.
Yeah, she had a 327 in her car. You know, I had 318 in my Duster. I had a 390 in my Ford Thunderbird that I used to had. I had a 390 in it. We had, you know, I know 454s, 427s in the Chevys.
442.
Yeah. 409s. You know, a 396 big block in a Chevy. Those are numbers that I know, but when they come up with some of these different numbers like that, it seemed like in different, especially like in California, they came up with a lot of their weird numbers, which
They live on their own planet.
and it's like, because you can't even get a 427 in California.
Rick said there was a speed shop on the west side of Chicago he used for his parts. You can see why Wrigley from the old 90 or Lakeshore Drive.
Wrigley Field, hopefully it's still like it used to be. St. Louis has kind of changed. St. Louis used to be like kind of like Wrigley Field. They had all these great bars and restaurants.
Oh, really? What's it called now? It says it's not called Lakeshore Drive no more. That's all I knew it by. And then the L, finally figured out why it was called the L.
Yeah, last time I was there, we went to that place that had the world famous hot dogs. We were at had a convention up there for the union, and we had to go to Chicago, and we stayed in a hotel that was right across from the park where the fountain was at. I don't remember where. The train was right behind it, and it took us down to this. I can't think of the hot dog. Whoever's in Chicago will know the name of the hot dog. The subway dropped you off right there. You walked right out, and you walked right. Big giant place, had big old patio cover over it, and fancy hot dogs. Tell me, look at me, world famous.
I remember when we went up there when I was in X-ray school. We had a competition up there, and they said you had to have a Chicago pizza, which was served in a bowl, like a ceramic bowl, and it was, I don't know, it was pretty cool, but I never knew that. I guess that's where the deep dish pizza comes from. Everyone is looking for a huge ice storm coming this weekend. Hopefully, we'll sneak through. Snowy for everyone else. Freeze and rain.
You must be up towards the east.
That's Stephen.
Oh, ain't it coming? They said in Florida, I just got off the phone. Florida, Daytona, it was about 69 degrees today in Daytona. Somebody else was over in Tampa area and said it was about 72 today. Oh, no, they were at Disneyland. They were in Orlando. They said it was 72 today is the high in Orlando. Warming up, getting warm for us. Gotta get warm. How many more days is it?
30. We'll be there in 33 days. I can lick my fingers. I'm at home. 37 for when it starts, and we'll be there in 33 days.
There you go. Getting here really quick.
And
there's still hotels that's got rooms. I see on Orbitz, there's a whole bunch of hotels. We're staying a couple of days down by Main Street, and then we're going to be staying with a subscriber the rest of the time. So that's where we're going to be hanging out at. Be traveling back and forth a little bit. It'll be a little bit of a ride once we get. So the first 4 days, I think we're staying in Daytona. We want to do Friday and Saturday, so we can be down there by Main Street in the evening. I want to get on live PD.
PD live.
My goal. Be live. I'm gonna try to get on there.
It Mike says he's got a 488 now, 4.2 stroke, and a 4.25 bore. My 572 is a 4.5 bore and a 4.5 stroke.
I've never heard of them.
I don't know what that last word is. Sesame? I don't know. Something cylinders and a high nickel truck block. SIAMESED. Says Mead? I don't know. 4.4 cylinder, small block, LS on my wish list for my Camaro. Sounds like you got lots of cars you're working on there, Mike. Same with the lights.
Probably most of these have come out since I was a mechanic. So it looks like GM had a Vortex, which I guess in the Corvettes, and had a 488. That's an 8.0. They didn't have any. Ferrari's got a 488 in. They've got their car. See, those are just things that since I have been really working on cars since I quit working at the shop. When we work at the tire store.
I would probably say 96, 97.
So from then on, I really didn't work on cars anymore. Didn't, minor things, but nothing under the hood.
Tim Biker said, wow, 90 minutes late. Laugh out loud.
Oh, we gave the helmet away.
Good chip.
You didn't win it.
No.
Somebody else won. So pretty exciting. I don't know how long we've been on.
An hour and 45 minutes.
All right, what do we got on? Oh, not very many people on tonight. It's only been in the 20s. It's not too bad. We haven't been on in a while. Football's almost over. So we'll be able to start doing some Sundays again. Rally season's coming around, so we'll have some videos on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday at some of the rallies. And so that'll be going on. Nobody said much about the Harleys came out. Nobody's overly impressed
Guess
with
not.
any of
Nobody
the
really
bike.
said anything about it. They were more interested in the, there you go, your Honda
Yeah,
e-clutch.
there you go.
That
Maybe
video
we'll be
is done
talking
the
more
best.
about Hondas. I started out with Hondas. No real complaint about them. And, wish I would have kept the two I had. I had a 74 Honda XL100 that Meekum never has had since we've been in this doing this. And my other one was a 81 750 Honda, but it was the kind of the sporty model. I don't know what model it is. I always forget to look up what the model was. But they don't really have that one. They always have that one with the flat seat. Mine had kind of more like a Harley looking seat on the back on. Everybody, I'd have it in the back of my truck, and people do all the time like, cool bike, a bluish color,
Like a real light blue, like a steel blue color.
and so I have pictures of it. But we had that for quite a while. We only rode that. Probably the longest we ever rode that was about 250 miles, and I was going to die because it was being driven.
From Chicago.
Most time we would do that was more an average
Louis.
ride. We would ride from where we lived in Peru, LaSalle, Illinois, and we would ride it up to Chicago.
But we kind of lived in the middle of the state, so it was like 90 miles to go to Chicago, 90 miles to go to Des Moines, 90 miles to go to Indiana.
50
We
miles
never-
to Bloomington.
Yeah.
Ain't nothing in Bloomington. But we didn't ride a lot with it. We never really started riding seriously on motorcycles until we came to California and we joined the Hog Group. And the Hog Group we had was probably the best Hog Group you could have ever had. The store's not there anymore. But it was such a great group of people, which is how I met my buddy Art from that, and some of the other people that we've ridden with over the years. They're still riding stuff. So, but it was just a great opportunity. Before that, we had I found some pictures today when we had the old Goldwing.
I don't know if that was it or not.
We rode that up because in California you could ride it every single day, every weekend. We were out riding. No matter what you say about California, the politics and all that, there's still some really great riding. You can experience everything from mountains to the beach. And if you've never been out there and rode the West Coast, it's different from anything else you've ever ridden in your life because you actually about 75% of the time you were on the coast. You were right there. The water's right there. Most of the other states, Florida and Texas, and all along the East Coast, you can't ride along the coastline because people have houses and they own the beach. So you can't get down there. Well, in California and Oregon and Washington State, the government owns the land. So it's public access. So that's what makes it cool. And we're looking at maybe doing that next year. We're thinking to cut back on our coast rallies next year. We may even do it this year. If we don't end up doing Bikes, Blues, and Barbecue in Ocean City, if we don't do that, maybe we might do something then. We're going to do another ride up the coast of California because
did you tell them what was open?
Last week, PCH is officially open. That Pacific Coast Highway #1 up by Big Sur. After 3 years of mudslide, it is officially open. And I told her the other day, I'm ready. I'm ready to go tomorrow. And it is once you get up north like that, it is.
Well, we've got the whole month of February. We don't leave till the 24th.
It's just priceless. You have to call Eagle Rider and we don't have to drag the bike all the way across you. And
250 miles. Then you're going to ride it 250 miles. And then you'll be complaining the whole time. This bike isn't like mine. You won't have a cup holder. You won't have your phone charger. You won't have.
I got all my tools. So I don't know, but we'll see. We'll see how it all. I don't know. February. You have to look at the temperature too. You don't want to get up there and it's going to rain the whole time.
Well, we drove up to Sturgis, and that was in August. I about froze to death when we went up the coast. It was cold and rainy and misty.
I don't know how far but I usually catch it around Morro Bay, kind of the best place to kind of cut over from the 101, cut over to the 1. Morro Bay is like one of my favorite towns of state. Look that up on a map. Morro Bay, California. It is like stepping back in
old fishing town.
Yeah. And they got a little main street down there with old shops on it and some old seafood restaurants. They go out and fish during the day, come back at night, and they have fresh fish every night. It's just really.
And we don't eat fish.
But it's still cool. There's always been good food. The hotels are pretty reasonable there. And that's one of my favorite places. But there's cool places up there. There's Glass Beach. There's Black Beach, where it's from the volcano rocks.
Fort Bragg.
Come up at Fort Bragg area. You could go all the way up to Eureka. And that's where the vintage homes are at. The Victorian homes are all built and stuff. It's really cool. But going through the redwoods, to be on a motorcycle and see trees that are as round as our house. And you realize how small you are in the world. Stop there on the side of the road and stand next to those trees. It is breathtaking. Not counting all the different things. You can drive to a tree, really can't drive through the tree, a stump. And you take a picture to where you don't see the top, but the tree is dead and they cut a hole in the middle and you drive through that. But there's all kinds of other stuff. There's even a train you can ride on.
What city was that in?
I don't know. We never did that because it ended up. A lot of times when we're traveling, I have a timeline that we're on, and so sometimes we've never got to do that. It takes you from, I think it might be all the way from the 5, and it takes you all the way into the coast. It's the old logging train. It's up there around Fort Bragg area, somewhere in that. And but it was a logging train, and they take you out and on the ride. Never did that. I like trains, so never did that.
Is it called the skunk train?
Yeah, that might. And so that's really cool. But I mean, there's so many cool places. Plus all the lighthouses. I'm a lighthouse guy. When we were at the lighthouse, one of the lighthouses last year, we actually seen orca whales, seen elk, moose, turkeys. Those turkeys were all running across the road. I made a quick U-turn. They're all running across the road. And
bear. We saw bear.
Yeah, bear ran in front of us. And so yeah, it's just priceless. And there's just some really cool areas. You've ever seen those commercials where it looks like the car's coming down this hill and the ocean's on one side and it's rocks on the other, and they hit this real long bridge? That's what we're right across. Just priceless. And there's always places to pull over and get great pictures and video and all that. But we did this about 16 years ago is when we did the ride on our motorcycle. Last year, 2 years ago, we did it in the car. Because we wanted to hit Washington State because that year, we hit all 4 corners of the United States. The year we went to Laconia, the 99th one. We hit all 4 corners of the United States. And say we did that in 1 year. It was priceless. We're going to drag the trailer up, and we thought, let's just go kick a car and we'll run a couple holes.
You have to go back and watch that video.
Yeah. It was we tore the hell out of a rental car that they never figured out. Drop that baby off and run. Oh, it ran out. Isn't that the one that got the bad gas in it? They came in, we dropped it off, and they gave us a different car. Never knew. So that's the thing that we would invite people to go along with us if we decide to do something like that.
You want to experience all this craziness?
Well, when we have a rental car. A lot of fun. My buddy Art, we just talked to him the other day, and he says, let me know.
Weems does that.
Let me know when you're going. It's a little more expensive now than it was when we did it about 16 years ago. 16 years ago, about the most expensive hotel was about $125. We had hotels for about $75. Now they're about $150 for the cheapest motel and goes up. So we normally like to stay at like a Best Western style hotel. That's about my X or E. I don't go with Motel 6, the Bates Motel or anything like that. But I mean, people, when I pick what I normally do is I pre-plan everything out. We kind of know how much we're going to drive each day, because like on the one day we're going to ride 200 miles. It takes you 8 hours to ride that 200 miles because of the windy roads and the cows that might be standing in the middle of the road on the PCH. Yeah. So it's just an experience so that's the difference between us and a lot of other people. What's those guys that go riding 2-lane change? I'm not a big fan of theirs. I don't want to watch their videos. I've clicked on it a couple times. And a lot of people watch. They got a lot of great people that love watching their channel. But when they do their videos, they got some great shots. They got the drone shots and really great. They do some great job of video, but they don't stop anywhere. They stop at a bar. They stop here. But they don't go see all the scenic things like the lighthouse and the Black Beach to go down there and see. This is from volcanic rock. And it's as fine as sand, but as you walk out, it's rocks. It gets bigger and bigger as you walk out into the water. Just it's something you just can't see. Glass Beach is back in the 20s and the 30s. They used to dump the trash in the ocean, and all these bottles busted up, and they turned it into, it's like pebblestone. There's no sharp edges on it. They stopped you now. You're not allowed to take any of it. Back when we went the first time, 16 years ago, they didn't have no signs up. So I got a little bottle of it somewhere.
A handful of them.
And
but they're all different colored, and they look like little rocks, but they're like see-through. They're glass. They were glass bottles that were broken up in the ocean and just going in and out. They've smoothed them all out.
I mean, but to see that and live through that kind of history, and there's so many cool places that we've stopped and just had lunch or something at it, and like an old firehouse or something like that got converted into a restaurant or something like that. And it's just to drive through all those little old beach towns and stuff like that. It's after we've traveled everywhere, there's no other road that runs along an ocean or a gulf or anything like that that it
Mm.
can beat California's coastline. Now, yes, if you're down in San Diego, but I mean, we can show you down in San Diego. There's a great place. What do you see down in San Diego when we make a turn?
The seals.
Right there in town. There's probably 100 of them laying on this one section of the beach. All the time we come down there, we took the people that lived in California. We took away one of my cool places to go to, which we haven't been to in years. Is called Venice Beach. See the crazies there. See some weird things you've never seen in your life. But I don't like to ride the highways. I like to ride the back roads. Well, the PCH kind of at times the PCH is kind of like a main drag and it's far away from the water. Well, I like to cut back down and go through and I know where all these little turns are at. So there was these people that, which we learned from this Harley dealer. We had Corona Harley Davidson that these girls and stuff, they all wanted to go with us. They said, man, you guys do such great rides. We want to go ride with you. And I'm like, well, this weekend we're going to go up to Venice Beach where they got this, something was going on. And I said, we're going to take the bike. And they said, well, can we ride along with you? And I'm like, yeah, we're going to leave about 8 o'clock in the morning. But we're going to move all along the coastline. They're like, that's fine, whatever, you lead. So I led them all there. We got there and they're like, how did you learn those roads? I'm like, I don't know. I guess I see the water, just keep heading towards it. And she says, and these girls have lived 30, 40 years in California their whole life. They lived in LA. And they're like, we had no idea that you could ride along the coastline in all these places. It's like, well, you got to explore. This is before we even had GPS back then that I learned those roads. We moved to California in
2002.
So from then on, that's when I started finding all these roads and stuff to ride on. And that's my favorite ride is the coastline. I could ride coastline my whole life and never go anywhere else, and I'd be tickled to death. Where we've done it. We've done Florida. We've done
Get a map.
Florida, Mexico, not Mexico. We've done Mexico too. But we've done Texas. Went all the way up the coast, all the way to, Laconia.
Brownsville, from Brownsville all the way up to Dallas.
Brownsville. I said we going all the way up the East Coast too.
Oh.
All the way up to Laconia. We actually drove farther than Laconia. We've been up in a little bit up and farther up. But I mean, the coastline is nothing. And the beach towns aren't the same. Now there's a few. There's that one beach town that we went to that was kind of like where we were at the campground. You could look across and see where we were at. We had to go all the way.
Virginia Beach.
Yeah. So Virginia Beach was pretty cool. And there's a few times we hit a beach town that's kind of got that feel. There's one in Panama City that we go to when we're going down to Destin. We go over to take that frontage road around the other side. It's got kind of a cool little town. But I mean, it's not much there. Oh, there's that one in Florida. We went last year. And we sat in that bar and watched the people walk by. I said I didn't even know that was there.
In New Smyrna Beach.
Yeah. I never knew that was there. That was pretty cool. I like that. But I mean, it was pretty much you had to ride into it, turn around and come back out. You couldn't drive by it and see it. But I mean, one of our subscribers took us there and it was pretty cool. And that gave me that beach feeling I like. But a lot of times when you're riding along coastline like that, you have to ride into the town to see the beach. You can't ride out. And if you're like in Myrtle Beach or in Daytona, so many freaking hotels there, you can't really see the water. Or like in Florida, they got the dune so high. Over there somewhere. I don't know where. You got to stop and can't stop because the people have the right of way. They own, I don't know if they own it or whatever it is. They got a little sign on there that says, you can't park here. You can't come on our dock. You can't touch crap. You can crap and go and move on.
Great that
I wouldn't like that. Don't pass go and don't collect $100. Go. How's that going? The Monopoly game?
Don't pass go and don't collect 200.
No, you pass go.
There is a 2-lane along Lake Michigan. The trees are very tight. On a hot day, it feels like you're riding in air condition. It's a popular fall leaf color tours. There you go. In Michigan. And I have a friend that lives in Michigan.
Great places to ride, which we have. I love
the
the
Ozarks.
Down at Bikes, Booze, and Barbecue. That's one of my favorite places to ride. I love the Black Hills. But it's not the beach. It's not the same thing. But like I say, for me, riding the coastline is what's priceless. It's just like that. We just rattled off all those animals. We've seen all those animals in one trip. In a week's time, we've seen all those animals. And some people probably have never seen that kind of stuff. And
That's cool.
But you only see it in those kind of areas because you're more remote. we always see like coyotes running across the road. We see that everywhere. You see armadillo.
Thanks,
They seem
Rick.
like
Good night.
there must be a million armadillos out somewhere because we seem to see one about every mile dead on the side
Oh,
of the
what
road.
was it? Mindy's house. Was it possums all over the road?
So James kept complaining, said there was a
Skunks.
skunk cap.
Yeah, there's lots of skunks. At some place we went just recently, and it was like there was armadillos every 20 feet. I swear, there was a dead armadillo laying on that side or this side of the road. It was like, oh my gosh, tons of them.
And so
I always thought armadillos were only in Texas.
they're not.
Maybe it was at Bike Susan Barbecue. I don't know, but there was.
We've seen a lot out of our travel, pulling the trailer and stuff. That's probably the most common animal we see on the side of the road. That, and of course, you see some raccoon. I mean,
You think you'd see them stupid little squirrels that run out right in front of you. I don't know how them little critters get across. They scamper fast. All right.
like a fish. They flop.
Anyway.
Are we all done with questions? Any more comments? Any more concerns? Is there any more people that we're still about the same amount of people? If you're interested in doing a California ride, you can rent bikes from different places. There's Eagle Riders out here. They're right over here by LAX. You can rent a bike. We don't charge anything for a tour, but someday we may do. I've had a lot of people say that. We've been thinking about that too after thinking about Sturgis, that maybe after this year, we might start doing guided tours the Black Hills. Well, you get there and then we'll take you out and show you some of the
best fried chicken place.
We'll take you to places that you've never been. And 90% of people haven't. There's always places that are new. And what we've done, how we've done what we do is we've got so many of you guys that tell us about places that you live. Like we had a whole bunch of people today from Chicago.
Oh, wow.
We're not planning a Chicago trip, but where if I did, they would tell me the best places to eat and all this stuff. So I got so a lot of the places we go, Daytona, Sturgis, Myrtle Beach, Bikes, Booze, and Barbecue, almost all the rallies we go to.
Where'd they come from?
Somebody lives there that's on our channel. A lot of times it's a lot of people. They tell us these great places to check out. Sometimes we stumble over a couple. We have a handful of places like Myrtle Beach. Where's your favorite place to eat in Myrtle Beach?
Well, first is Judy Boone's and then Mammy's. A lot of places in Myrtle Beach.
And then Stephen took us to
Captain Jack's, Captain Andrews.
Captain Andrews. That was pretty good. And but a little more expensive than I normally would spend. He treated us for that.
I think
you didn't get to go.
No. What's the one that's up north? Is that Captain Andrews? I don't know who he took
that
you
place
to.
where he goes to.
Yeah, that he likes. Yeah.
I don't know what that was.
I don't know. It would be a cool visit to Dragon Man's Military Museum, gun store, HD engine rebuilding shop, gun range, machine gun rentals. There you go.
Where's that at? What's it called?
Dragon Man's Military Museum.
Let's see what they say. Get it up before. Dragon Man's Military Museum. El Paso County, Colorado.
Somebody said they wanted to do a train ride between Silverton and Durango. Captain Archie's.
Captain Archie. Even still on?
Yeah.
And that's
Colorado's.
Yeah. Well, we actually have a machine gun. We have the Columbine machine gun shootout here in Arizona. They bring anything out. Sometimes they bring tanks out, everything. It's out in the middle of the desert. They have
Lisa.
And I forget what time when that is. I think it might have already gone by.
I think it's in February because Arnold was going to come out there. Lisa's on.
Machine gun.
Lisa's on.
They changed the name. I wondered about that being Columbine. But that was really weird. But I think they had it called now it's called the Big Sandy Shoot.
Well, they had the Sandy Hook
shooting. March 20th through the 21st.
I just got home from work.
You see everything
on too
from
long.
Tanks to everything else out here shooting.
You can shoot a bazooka.
Cannons are shooting cannons, and they call it a machine gun shoot. And yeah, that's supposed to be something to see. So spectator, it's not bad. If you want to shoot, it costs you $400, but if you just want to come in the gate and watch, it's $50, $175 for vendors. Yeah, I always wanted to do that too one day, maybe.
37 more days, Lisa.
So we're staying. We get there on Tuesday, the 24th. So from there till Sunday, we're going to be staying really, really close to Main Street. And after that, we go over to
Edgewood.
Edgewood, and we're staying there the rest of the time. Where are you guys? When are you guys coming? Because Cam said you were only going to stay a couple of days. You weren't staying the
I
whole
think
time.
4 days.
So what 4 days are
I'd
you
like
going to
to.
be?
I have to do the bike trips. Have to work to do the bike trip. So she's got to work so she can go on her bike trips. She didn't say where she was staying yet. At a Hilton. Is it Hilton? What are they? Hampton Inns.
Well, I just
I
need
think
to
is
know
what they say.
days you.
We are filming a stint on the Discovery Channel. Discovery
Pyrotechnic.
killed Mel's wife. Mel.
Bernstein. Megan.
Mm.
Yep, you never know about all that. Well, we had a campground we used to belong to. They had this little island out in the middle of this little lake, little small lake. You could only have paddle boats or could have a motor on it, or even electric.
You could
motor.
swim out to it.
Yeah, and so they were shooting the fireworks off. Well, one of the
from
fireworks,
this island. It was called Goose Island.
Yeah, one of the fireworks got into the box with all the stuff, and the whole island blew up. And everybody, 3 or 4 people that were on it, was diving into the water. It was quite a show, but it
all just blew up at once.
It was kind of like they got like 15 minutes into the show and the grand finale came.
Yeah, right. Too early.
Pyrotechnics is dangerous thing. You got to really be careful.
Yeah.
Accidents happen. Just like shooting guns and stuff, things can happen. Like especially shooting all those old vintage guns, the darn whole cylinder can blow up on you. And yeah.
We're seeing when she.
So that's something we're thinking about maybe doing starting next year. You remember we are staying 4 nights. Friday, we will ride to same place. So you'll be there on.
She'll be there right
Friday
on the
night.
beach. She'll be right there on the beach.
I know, but I just want to know when they're coming. So
Yeah,
she's coming
Friday.
the first Friday.
Yes.
All right.
So Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So we'll be close to you for those first one.
Undisclosed settlement. Yeah.
So that's what we're thinking next year is maybe doing a bunch of rides. I have a ride I want to do, but I don't know how many weeks it's going to take me to do it. Is I wanted to do a Route 66, which somebody won't go because it's too much. Riding the coast would be far, probably. Or I wouldn't ride around. But it's just it's a lot of fun. Everything from curves to not a speedy route, and you go through a lot of towns, and so we took off last time. I think we took off like on a Monday or something. Because you want to be out there, you don't want to be on the weekend. So when we did it last time, we took 6 days to go up the coast, and we did do some things. So we have a lot of different things. We did the Winchester Mansion, which I would like to do that again. I would actually like to do one of the private. They did Alcatraz, which I could care less going to Alcatraz. They did Alcatraz. So that day we really didn't go very far. We probably didn't ride 50 miles that day to do those 2 things. So we kind of give people the choice of when we do adventures like that, rides. I say, here's the things I'm going to do no matter what I want to do. But here's some options we could do. Like the Winchester Mansion was an option. Never been to it. Didn't know. But
you liked it.
I did. I'd go again. That's what I said. But at that point, I didn't know nothing about it. So, but back then they only had books. You didn't have the internet like you have today with everything on it, YouTube and Facebook and all that kind of. So I did a lot of research the hard way. And so now everything's more easier to find and track and all that kind of stuff. And just even out here, we got a great ride out here, just out to Oatman, Arizona. Go out and look at that. It's Donkeytown, USA, Burroughs. And then they got a great little windy road with about 128 curves in it, and an 8-mile stretch. And
a Sidewinder.
Yeah, it's called Sidewinder. And it's actually, Tim was talking about it today, that there's that little pond. I don't know if we ever did go up and look at that little pond. There's a little spring.
Yeah, we did.
Did we end up going up that rock since then? I can't remember if we did that or not. But during the fall, somebody throws some goldfish in it. And it's a little spring. It's up on top of these rocks. You got to climb up this rock, and it's like kind of like homemade steps somebody cut into the rocks. And they got this little pool. It's probably a little bit bigger than this table, and that's about it. The table behind us, big, and that's about it. Not very big, but it's natural spring, and it's always the same temperature time. But now,
it's past my bedtime.
Not even bath time.
It's 8 o'clock.
Not even bath time yet. We're doing bath after afternoon. He's been staying up and partying.
Yeah. So.
Yakety yak. So that's some of the things that we're going to do thinking next year. Because those are
Where
things
are
that,
you
that,
guys?
that I don't really,
All over.
we get to do. I don't really ride my motorcycle hardly anymore, other than when we go to motorcycle rallies, because we just don't, when I'm home, we've got other things to do and get done and all that. Where I'd really like to go out and do the rides like I say, when we lived in California, we probably rode between 300 and 500 miles every week or the whole time we were there. Like I say, I went through 2 other motorcycles and I averaged about 50,000 miles on them in 2 to 3 years and never rode the bike to work. And so we were always constantly riding it. We most time we never stayed overnight someplace. Ride 300 miles, ride 150 miles up the coast, go have lunch, turn around, and come back. The day's ride. Get up again on Sunday and go do another ride, go a different. But that was what was really cool when we lived in Orange County, California. We could go to Big Bear during the summer. Wasn't too far away. Take about an hour, hour and a half to get to Big Bear, and then you go up the mountain. It's a 20 or 30-degree drop. Or you could go out to wintertime. We could go out to Palm Desert, go ride around out there, go out to Joshua Tree and check that all out. If it's cool, you could go with that mountain on the other side.
Mount Baldy.
That one that we came around the back way. Like you can go to Palm Springs. We can go around that back way, and you come back down in a little town up.
Morago Springs. That's where.
But then you go the other way down to San Diego, and you can go. Where's the place that has the pine?
Oh, Julian.
And that's a cool ride down there. Then along the beach, there's a really cool ride. Oceanside and all that.
Carlsbad.
That's all kind of a cool down there. So sometimes we go to the coast and ride. We can go either direction of the coast. We could go down towards Mexico or go across the border. You could do that. Back then, you didn't have to have a passport across on a driver's license. And so you could do that. Yeah. Some of the things we'd like. Some thoughts. But we don't get to ride like we. Because here right now we got like 50-mile-an-hour wind. So it'll be a little tough.
So it's not too hot. It'd be nice to ride in, but it's so windy. Blow yourself down. I drove past Mount Baldy in July of 95, and there was still snow on Mount Baldy. Yep. Sometimes there is.
So it's just a lot of really cool, that's why I said that's the only thing with California, no matter what anybody says about it, that's one of the things that is like its own little, it's almost the whole length of
almost the whole length of the United States.
Long stretch there from one end to the other.
I think it's 800 miles. $10:05 here, doing mostly everyday riding.
760 to 800 miles.
65 tomorrow, then Saturday night gets ugly. Yeah, well, stay safe out there, Stephen. And if it's freezing rain and slick and ice, don't go out. Don't break a hip.
Yep, right now here that's Las Vegas, baby. We're trying to figure out it's a little warmer here. We're 4 degrees warmer here. We're 58 degrees right now. Feels like 56. Our dew point is 25. Our humidity is actually 29%.
That's unusual.
So what we've got is tomorrow is supposed to be 70 degrees. It's going to be 48. So when we drop down, like here, we drop down to 48 tonight, but it'd be for like an hour, then it will back up. Next 2 days is supposed to be 70. Saturday is going to be 66, 64 on Sunday.
It's sunny all day. That'll be nice for you. Riding up there.
Tuesday 70, Wednesday 71, 73 next Thursday,
We're not gonna be
74
here.
next Friday. Vegas babysit.
July, 95 degrees. I worked on my truck at the truck stop parking lot. It was 105 degrees Fahrenheit. Ugh, yes.
The next week, it's going to be in Vegas. Sunday will be 57, 58 on Monday, 63 on Tuesday, 63.
Too cold for me.
Pretty much sunny there most of the week.
Gonna wait in Florida. Yep, it's getting late. They're all saying it's late.
Bed.
I guess.
You haven't go to work tomorrow.
Nathan Biker says 37 in Southern Illinois right now.
Good for you. Florida the other day, right at the border, there was like 20 degrees. One of our other YouTube friends were down there and did a short and said okay, I can see my breath. And I see another video that there was supposed to be some snow, but I don't know if that was a real one or not. That snowed around the border there too. So it's possible it has snowed in Florida. I think it even snowed down there in Tampa.
Yep.
All right. If anybody got any more questions, we're gonna wrap the show up tonight. What do you think about our background?
A couple people said they liked it.
Kind of fixing it up, making it look a little more, you know.
And they even have your little music on.
Where it's at.
What part? I don't know. Night night. Good night, Lisa. Get a good night's sleep. I know you got to get up early and go back to work tomorrow, probably. So thanks for hanging out with us tonight. Hope you all enjoyed the program. We got a winner of the helmet, Chip Perky. He lives in Rapid City, South Dakota. So we'll be taking that helmet up to him come Sturgis time. And if you missed anything, just go back and watch the video over again. You can see all the stuff we talked about. So, want to say anything? Again, who won the helmet? Chip Perky, Purkey. And he lives in Rapid City, South Dakota. And somebody else that we rode with a couple of times, they're up there, and he's a subscriber. So, kind of cool. He threw me off because he had his real first name. We've always just called him Chip. And then when I saw South Dakota, I'm like, I think that's Chip's last name. So then I called him and asked him, and he said that was his real first name. Looks very nice, Steven said. He likes your background. Rubber down, faith up. See you later. All right. You guys all take care. We love you all. We thank you for all your support and our channel, and you guys all take care. Say bye. Oh.
Playing the music.
That was his goodbye. See y'all later.
See you all down the road.